The following programs were originally aired live, long before the advent of high fidelity, and they were recorded using a variety of means, from direct recording onto early audio tape and glass records, to simply placing the microphone of a wire recorder in front of the speakers of a radio playing the program. I hope, however, that any variance in audio quality will not take away from your pleasure in listening to these, some of the all-time favorite shows.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
The Jell-O program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with Moon Over Tarzana. Bright and gay and so exciting, quick and thrifty and inviting, full of flavor, rich and mellow, all together, this spells Jell-O. Yes, friends, Jell-O is certainly an all-around good dessert. It's a dessert that has everything, rich, shimmering colors that tell you here's a mighty swell treat, and a world of grand, intriguing flavor. Flavor so pleasing, so refreshing, so downright satisfying that it rivals the real juicy, ripe fruit itself. Jell-O is easy to prepare, too. One of the simplest and quickest desserts you can possibly serve. And, of course, you can treat the family to a delightful Jell-O dessert for only a few pennies. So order Jell-O tomorrow, choosing any or all of Jell-O's 6 delicious flavors: strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, or lime. Incidentally, strawberry and raspberry Jell-O are now better than ever. Both have a new, improved flavor obtained by using a natural flavor base artificially enhanced. Try these grand flavors and enjoy Jell-O's rich, distinctive goodness. Serve a tempting mold of Jell-O tomorrow. Moon Over Tarzana, played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this being the 5th day of January, we bring you a man who is still doing his Christmas shopping, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again, this is Jack Benny talking. And Don, when you saw me in that department store yesterday, I wasn't shopping. I was exchanging some of my Christmas gifts.
Well, that's quite a coincidence. I was doing the same thing. Would you believe it, Jack? 3 different friends gave me electric razors.
Now, you think that's bad? I got enough bottles of cologne to have people whistle at me for the next 10 years. No kidding, Don. I must have gotten 25 bottles of that stuff.
Oh, what are you going to do with it all?
I gave it to Rochester, and he's going to throw a cocktail party. He mixes it with orange ice and calls it a Central Avenue lullaby. But when you saw me in that store, Don, I was only exchanging the gift Phil Harris gave me.
You were? Why, Phil told me he gave you a lovely present.
Oh, it was lovely, yes, but I don't know, I didn't feel right in it.
Oh, well, you shouldn't have exchanged it, Jack. You'll hurt his feelings.
I don't care whether I hurt his feelings or not. I'm too old for an Indian suit. I don't know what's the matter with Phil. He gives the darndest Christmas presents. Last year, he sent me a manhole cover. Imagine a manhole cover.
Oh, yes, I remember that. What'd you ever do with it, Jack?
What could I do? I put Home Sweet Home on it and hung it on the wall. And I wish you could have seen what the... Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Happy New Year, Don.
Same to you, Mary.
What about me? It's a wonder you wouldn't thank me for the swell time I showed you New Year's Eve. You didn't even phone me.
I want to do it big. I'm going to hire a skywriter.
It won't be necessary. You know, Don, I took Mary to the Wilshire Bowl. And boy, was I raring. At the stroke of 12, I grabbed a horn and blew the old year right out.
You did, huh?
Yep.
And at 12:01, Jack put the horn in his pocket and said, "Let's go home."
Mary, the only reason I suggested going home early was because I didn't want to have a hangover the next day.
A hangover from what? Breaking balloons?
Listen, Mary, don't try to give the impression that I'm an old dodo. I was the life of the party. I had you on that dance floor every minute.
Anything to keep me from eating.
You ate, sister. You... Believe me. You had the special T-bone steak with French fried potatoes and choice of 2 vegetables, including tax, $1.29. You know very well you had a swell time.
Okay, I had a swell time.
You're darn tootin'.
Say, Mary, is Jack a good dancer?
I couldn't tell. That was the first time I ever did the turkey trot.
That wasn't the turkey trot at all. I was doing the la conga.
The la conga?
Yes. Couldn't you hear me going? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, What'd you think that was?
I thought your rheumatiz was giving you the biz.
That was very funny, Mary. You know, I wonder why you and Phil don't quit this program and get one of your own. Harris and Livingston, every week an audition. You're too smart for this show. Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny. Happy New Year.
Same to you, kid.
Has anybody an aspirin? Oh, boy, what a head I got.
Why, Dennis, I'm ashamed of you.
I bumped it getting out of my car.
Oh, I see.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. You can bump your head. I thought you meant you'd been celebrating too freely. By the way, Dennis, where did you go New Year's Eve?
I went there. Don't worry.
Oh. Okay. Say, I wonder what's keeping Phil.
You went where, Dennis?
Never mind.
I went there every night, just like you told me to.
All right. Say, Don, have you seen...
Dennis, where have you been going every night?
Mary, it's none of your business.
It's a good picture, all right, but, gee, I can't laugh all the time.
Dennis, please.
I'd rather go back to mowing your lawn.
Now, Dennis, I don't want to hear another word about it.
Why, Jack Benny, do you mean to say you've been sending the kid downtown to laugh at your picture every night?
Mary, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, Dennis, it's time for your song. So let's have it.
My girl laughed at Fred Allen, but don't worry, I kicked her.
Now, Dennis, everybody's waiting for your song, so let's have it, please. What's it going to be?
A brand new number called I'm Gonna Round Up My Love.
That'll be fine. Go ahead. And by the way, if your girl thinks Fred Allen is so funny, get another one. Mary, stop looking at me like that. Do you hear?
Oh, brother.
Wish that kid wouldn't babble so much.
I'm a roaming cowhand, singing as I ride. For my gal I'm a-searching and a-needing her by my side. I'm gonna round up my love, gonna win her tonight in the prairie moonlight. I'm gonna round up my love, gotta make her agree to belong to only me. Then together we'll ride high, and together we'll sing low. Side by side, roaming the range, we'll go. I'm gonna lasso my gal, gonna make her my pal. I'm gonna round up my love. Yippee, yippee, I ride high. Yippee, yippee, oh, sing low. Side by by side, roaming the range, we'll go. I'm gonna lasso my gal, gonna make her my pal. I'm gonna round up my
That was I'm Gonna Round Up My Love, sung by Dennis Day. There you are, Dennis. That was swell. You were in very good form.
Thanks, Jack.
Jack? Why, Dennis, what's come over you? You've always called me Mr. Benny.
Well, I saw so much of you last week, I feel like we're old friends.
Oh, I see what you mean. But you know, Dennis, I kind of like the idea of your calling me Mr. Benny. It adds a little dignity to the program and shows your respect for me.
Do you want me to call you Mr. Benny, too?
That won't be necessary, Mary.
Gee, I can call him Jack.
And now, folks.
Wait till the girls at the May Company hear about this.
Now, wait a minute. Don't get smart, Miss Livingston.
Oh, do call me Mary.
Now, cut that out! You asked me a question, I answered it. Now, let's forget it. Well, look who finally breezed in.
Hiya, Jackson. Am I late?
No, Phil. We realize that taking up a half hour of your valuable time once a week is quite an imposition.
Now, hold on, Jackson.
In fact, Phil, I think that next Sunday I'm going to have a microphone installed across the street in the pool room so you can say hiya, folks, without putting your cue down. Would you care for that?
Now, before you bawl me out, Jackson, I want to tell you that I'm a changed man. You're looking at the new Harris.
Oh, I am, eh?
I'm not kidding.
Oh.
On January the 1st, I made a resolution. I'm going to cut out smoking, cut out drinking, cut out gambling, and I'm going to cut out staying up so late.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. When are you going to cut out running after women?
When they stop running.
I thought so. Well, Phil, here's another resolution for you during this new year. Why don't you learn something about music?
You mean I should be like Stokowski?
No, Phil. All I ask is when you pick up a piece of paper that has lines across it and little black dots all over it, don't look at your boys and say, there's a spy around here, this stuff is in code. Little as they know, it embarrasses them.
Okay, Jackson, that'll be another one of my resolutions.
Speaking of resolutions, Jack, I've resolved that during 1941 I'm going to find new ways to tell people about Jell-O.
You are, kiddo?
Yes. Instead of telling them about strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, and lime, I'm going to mix them up and say strawberry, lime, raspberry, lemon, orange, cherry, and.
Oh, the and at the end. Gee, they'll never dream it's the old Jell-O show. Anything else, Don?
Yes. Remember how I always used to say, look for the big red letters on the box?
Uh-huh.
Well, this year I'm going to say it backwards.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Box thee on, letters read big, thee for look.
Well, mouth my shut. Don, that's a very novel idea.
Oh, thanks, Jack. I'm awfully glad you like it.
I'll see you get a raise for that. Backwards. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will have a number by Phil Harris and his orchestra, who will play it not backwards, not forwards, but in their usual manner. They will start in the middle and blast both ways. All right, Phil, let's have it.
Okay. Say, by the way, Jackson, I got my expense account on our New York trip all made out. You want to see it now?
No, Phil, I'll look it over later. What does it total up to?
$3,427.
Give me that. Let me see that expense account.
There you are. I got the whole thing itematized.
That's itemized. Itemized. If you don't mind, I'll look it over. Let's see here. Hotel room, $42 a week. That's reasonable. Meals for 2 weeks, $63. That's very reasonable.
You don't have to read it, Jackson. It's in perfect shape.
I'll just give it a quick glance. Now, let's see.
Hey, Jack, look. There's one item you can't complain about.
Where?
Right there. Laundry for 2 weeks, 37 cents.
Oh, yes. That's not bad. Let's see what else he has here. Bottle opener, 10 cents. Ice, $2.50. Bromo, $135.
What do you want us to play, Jackson?
Wait a minute, Phil. I'm not through yet. Taxi cabs, $11.50. That's okay. Charles Bagby, musical arrangements for orchestra, 37 cents. 37 cents?
That must be the same guy that does his laundry.
Yeah. See, what else is here? IGR, $45. $45? Phil, what's this IGR?
I got robbed.
My goodness, you don't expect me to pay for that. You don't expect me to pay for that, do you?
Oh, what are you beefing about? I never even charged you for bailing out my guitar player.
Oh, well, that's very sweet of you. Now, let's see. Well, here we are again, Bromo, 100. Phil, you and I will talk this whole thing over later. In the meantime, let's have a band number.
Okay.
Look at this next item, Mary. Elevator, $400. What could he want with an elevator? That was There'll Be Some Changes Made, played by Phil Harris and his orchestra, where there will be some changes made. And, Phil, getting back to your New York expense account, it's a ridiculous total, and I'm not paying for all of your hilarity.
Okay, Jackson. But as long as we're on the subject of the dough, how about that $50 I won from you from the Rose Bowl game?
That you can take to court. I didn't see the game, Phil, so the bet's off.
I thought you'd squirm out of it.
Well, Jack, I thought you told me you were going to the Rose Bowl game.
I did go, but I didn't stay.
Tell him what happened, Jack.
Mary, Don wouldn't be interested.
Oh, yes, I would. What happened, Mary?
Well, Don, it was like this.
There's a woman for you.
Jack got the tickets and told us to meet him in front of Tunnel 16 at 1:30.
1:30.
Well, anyway, Phil Dennis and I took a cab. But when we got to the bowl, Jack wasn't there yet. So we waited and waited and waited. You should have seen the crowd, Don. There were thousands of people.
Programs. Names and numbers of all the players. Program, miss.
No, thanks. Come on, fellas, let's go in.
We can't go in. We got to wait for Jackson.
Yeah, he's got the tickets.
I don't see why he didn't come with us.
Well, you know how romantic Jack is. He's bringing his girlfriend Gladys to the game, and they're driving out alone in the Maxwell.
Say, that little waitress ain't so bad looking when she gets dressed up. I think that Jackson's stuck on her.
You said it.
Yeah, he said it.
Dennis, why don't you go get lost in the crowd?
Don't think I couldn't.
Hey, look, Mary, ain't that Jack and Gladys coming this way?
Oh, yes. Jack would be wearing a beanie. And get a load of that fur coat on Gladys.
Gee, Gladys, I never saw you looking so good. You're sure pretty when you're all dolled up.
Thanks, Speedy.
I mean it.
Get your programs here. Program, mister, 15 cents.
Oh, Speedy, can I have a program?
You're darn right you can. Here's $50, buddy. Keep the change.
Oh, boy, now I can get my toupee out of hock.
Well, here's the gang, Gladys. Hiya, fellas. All set for the game?
Yeah, we've been waiting on you, Jackson. Come on.
Say, Gladys, you know Mary and Dennis, don't you?
Sure. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Gee, Gladys has a pretty fur. Did you trap it yourself?
You know darn well I gave it to her for Christmas. Oh, pardon me, honey. Do you know Phil Harris?
Do I?
Hiya, Gladys. I'll have a ham on rye.
Now, Phil, cut that out. Not working today. Come on, fellas. Here's our gate. Let's go.
Tickets. Hold your own stubs, please.
Here you are.
Oh, hello, Gladys.
Hello, Eddie. How are you?
Fine. Taking your old man to the game?
I'm not her old man. I'm her fella. Come on, sweetheart. Say, where's Dennis?
I'm stuck in the turnstile.
Well, push it a little, for heaven's sake.
Here's Tunnel 16 over this way.
Oh, yeah.
Say, Gladys, are you still working at the Shamrock Cafe? No, I'm at a drive-in now. Speedy thought I ought to be outside where it's healthier.
Darn right. What's the use of being in California and not enjoy the sun? It's great for you.
Yeah, I wish I could get off the night shift.
You will, honey. Well, here's the entrance, kids.
Say, look who's here. Hiya, Gladys. Happy New Year.
Same to you, Lefty.
Lefty. Who's that fresh guy, Gladys?
Lefty Flanagan. Boy, can he drive a truck.
Can imagine.
Hey, look, there's a hot dog stand. Let's eat.
Yeah, you want a hot dog, Gladys?
I'm not hungry right now.
Okay, we'll get him inside.
Better get one now, Gladys. You know Seedy.
That's Speedy. All right, I'll go over and buy the hot dogs. Everybody wait here so you won't get lost. Hey, mister, 5 hot dogs, please.
5 puppies coming up? Oh, hello, stranger.
Why, slap Well, of all people, Schlepperman, are you running a hot dog stand now?
And look at my sign, Jackie boy. All the hot dogs you can eat for 10 cents.
That's fine, but how can you make money with an offer like that?
Taste one and you're tasting the answer.
Oh, they're pretty tough weenies, eh?
What suitcase handles they would make?
Well, they still look good to me. Give me 5 of them.
Okay, what kind of mustard do you want?
Mustard? What kind?
Yeah, sure. I got strong, mild, and Channel number 5.
Oh, mild, I guess. How much do I owe you?
5 hot dogs, 50 cents.
Well, that's fair enough. Here's $1.
Here's a quarter, thanks for the tip.
You're welcome. So long, Schlep.
So long. Get your red hats here. You ain't hep till you dine with Slap.
Well, here you are, kids. Take your hot dogs.
Thanks, Jack. Here's my dime.
Keep it. Everything's on me today.
Gee, I'm thirsty. What are we going to drink with our hot dog?
Here you are, Gladys.
Put that back in your pocket. Phil, just for once, why don't you see a football game where 4 teams aren't playing? Now, where's Dennis?
He'll be back in a minute.
Oh. Well, he's got his own ticket. Let's go in. Here's the tunnel.
Gee, it's dark in here.
Huh?
So dark in here.
Yeah.
Say, Speedy, remember the time we went through the Tunnel of Love at Ocean Park?
Oh, Gladys, for heaven's sake. Cut it out.
Oh, I'm sorry I slapped you.
Gladys, it's all over. Forget it. Now, come on.
Stubbs, please.
There you are.
Right this way. Oh, hello, Gladys.
Hello, Nick. Where you been keeping yourself?
Oh, I've been around. Where you been?
Come on. Show us our seats. Listen, Gladys, you have to talk to every fella you meet.
Oh, Speedy, you're so jealous.
I'm not jealous.
Here are your seats, mister.
Thanks. Say, these seats are all right, aren't they?
Yeah, right on the old 40-yard line.
Say, Jack, who's playing here today?
2 of the finest teams in the country, Stanford and Nebraska.
Then why does your pennant say love thy neighbor on it?
I gotta wave something, don't I? You know, I kind of like Nebraska.
Well, I'm for Stanford. You want to make a little bet, Jackson?
Yeah, I might.
Hey, Gladys, how are you?
Oh, there's Lefty Gordon. Hello, Lefty.
Another lefty. Don't you know anybody that's right-handed?
Well, I used to go with him.
Used to. You're going with me now. I wish you wouldn't talk to everybody.
Hey, Jackson, what about that bet?
Okay, Phil. You've got Stanford, and I've got Nebraska.
Oh, yeah, pal. Is this seat vacant, old pal?
Oh, fine. Yes, a young man has it. He'll be here in just a minute.
Oh, don't mention it, pal. Any friend of yours is a friend of mine.
This would happen to me.
How much dough you want to bet, Jackson?
Any amount you say, brother. Just name it.
Okay, $50.
50, eh?
Take another number, Phil.
Oh, no. If he wants to bet $50, it's okay with me.
Quiet! I want to hear the game.
The game hasn't started yet.
No thanks. I never touch it.
How can you talk to a guy like that?
Look, Jack, here comes the Nebraska team.
Oh, yeah. Gee, they're a husky bunch of fellas.
Yeah, listen to that crowd.
Yes, sir. You know, Gladys, I'll bet there are 90,000 people here.
That's terrible. 90,000 people without a home. Oh, my God. 90,000 people.
What are you talking about? They've got homes. They're here for the game.
Oh, no. You're just saying that because I'm your pal.
You're not my pal. I never saw you before in my life.
No thanks. I never touch it.
Oh, why, I always run into one of these guys. Ignore him, Gladys.
I am Gladys, old pal.
Don't you dare speak to her. Here, hold my coat, Mary.
He's on the floor already. What do you want?
Well, he can't talk like that.
Hey, look, Jackson, here comes that good old Stanford team out on the field.
Say, those boys look pretty good, too, don't they, Gladys?
Oh, they're a swell bunch. Hello, fellas.
What?
Well, I'll be darned. She knows the whole team.
Well, that's the last straw. I'm leaving. I'm not even going to stay and see the game.
Oh, Speedy, calm down.
Calm down nothing. And let me tell you something else, Gladys. The next time you go out with me and say hello to every Tom, Dick, and Harry we meet, remember, 2 can play.
So there you are, Don. That's exactly what happened at the Rose Bowl game on New Year's Day.
Jack really lost his head, huh?
He sure did.
Okay, I'm a fiery, jealous nature. What can I do? Play, Phil.
Okay, Speedy.
Friends, before dessert at dinner tomorrow, why not serve the family a real surprise, something delightfully different, like apple snow jello. A delicious combination of cold, spicy applesauce and crimson raspberry jello. Or try apricot pecan layers, crunchy pecan meats and golden canned apricots molded in shimmering orange jello. These are just 2 of the many grand treats that you'll find described in the new Calendar of Desserts book. In this big 48-page recipe book, you'll discover 365 suggestions for all kinds of novel and tempting desserts, pastries, puddings, cakes, cookies, and, of course, lots and lots of swell desserts made with delicious Jell-O. And this unique calendar of desserts is just as beautiful as it is useful, too, full of lovely paintings and handsome photographs in brilliant glowing colors. So be sure to send for your copy right away. Just mail 10 cents, just 10 cents, in coin or stamps to me, Don Wilson, care of General Foods, Battle Creek, Michigan, and this handy day-by-day recipe book will be forwarded to you at once. Don't wait until tomorrow, friends. Send 10 cents for your copy tonight.
We're a little late, so good night, folks.
The Jell-O program brought to you by Jell-O and Jell-O Pudding, starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with One on the House. The biggest dessert news in years. That's what folks everywhere are calling Jell-O's new locked-in flavor. Never has Jell-O tasted so rich and delicious. Today, it's even better than ever, and all because of a wonderful new process that locks in all of Jell-O's grand flavor, keeps it from fading, keeps it at full strength till the moment you use it. Today, Jell-O's vivid original goodness is locked right into the tiny Jell-O particles, where time can't touch it. It's protected against fading or changing in any way, and it comes out of the package just as rich and full-flavored as it went in. Prove it for yourself. Open a package of Jell-O. Notice that there's no heavy, fruity aroma, no sign of escaping flavor. But when you dissolve the Jell-O, you unlock its captive goodness, and out it pours for your pleasure. So order Jell-O tomorrow. Look for the big red letters on the box, and be sure to get Jell-O. The flavor never goes away. We put it in, and it's there to stay. One on the House, played by the orchestra. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to take you back 3 days and show you how Jack Benny entertained the gang on Thanksgiving. The time, 2 p.m. last Thursday. The scene, the kitchen of Jack's home in Beverly Hills, where we find Jack, Mary, and Rochester preparing the dinner. Take it away.
Now, what else? Oh, yes. Rochester, hand me those little plates there, will you?
Here you are, boss.
Let's see. A black one for Phil, a green one for Alice, a black one for Don, a green one for Mrs. Wilson, a black one for Mary.
Say, Jack, make mine a green one. I don't like ripe olives.
All right, I'll switch you and Don. There.
I'm hungry. I think I'll eat mine now.
Drop that. I don't want you to spoil your appetite. You know, we're having wild duck for our Thanksgiving dinner.
No chipped beef this year, eh?
Not unless we run short. Rochester, what are you putting in that dressing?
I thought a dash of gin would snap it up a little.
What? Who ever heard of putting gin in dressing?
On Central Avenue, it's a must.
Well, I don't want it in this dressing. And put that gin back in the first aid kit. Oh, Mary, take a look in the oven and see how the ducks are coming along.
Okay.
What was that?
They're not quite done yet.
Now, look, that noise came from some live ducks I've got in the basement. These ducks here should be done by now. What time did we put them in the oven, Rochester?
About 10 o'clock last night.
Let's see, that's 16 hours. They're done all right. They sure look tender, don't they, Mary?
Tender? The middle one looks like Humphrey Bogart.
What an imagination. Now, Rochester, take each duck and stuff the dressing in it.
I ain't gonna touch old Humphrey.
Cut that out. Now get busy and stuff those ducks.
Okay, where's the shoehorn?
You don't need a shoehorn. Now, let's see. A green olive for me, a black one for...
Say, Jack, why don't you give those olives a little company and put some celery on the place?
Celery? Okay. Open the icebox and get some.
I don't know the combination.
It's 45 right, 23 back, and 10 right. That's it.
Can I borrow your pencil, boss?
Don't bother writing it down. I'm changing it tomorrow. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, a green one for me, a black one for Billy Getz. That must be Dennis. Open the back door for him, Rochester.
Yes, sir.
Send that kid on an errand. He takes all day.
Where'd he go, Jack?
Over to Ronald Coleman's to borrow something.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You're always borrowing from Mr. Coleman.
That works both ways, Mary. Within the last year, he's borrowed over a dozen of my best eggs.
Your eggs?
Yes.
His chickens laid him in your garage.
That doesn't make any difference. That's the same thing as the grapefruit near the fence. What hangs over is mine. Even Coleman's lawyer admits that.
Well, don't ever hang your head over the fence or Coleman will pick your toupee.
Ha, 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 I'm screaming.
Here's the punch bowl you wanted, Mr. Benny.
What is that?
Here's the punch bowl you wanted.
Thanks, kid. And what have you got in that bag?
Some corn. Mr. Coleman says, please feed it to his chickens.
I've been feeding him plenty. Now, Dennis, the gang will be here pretty soon, so rub some of this burnt cork on your face.
Okay.
Burnt cork, what's that for?
Dennis is going to help serve dinner tonight. It's an emergency. I hired Rochester's brother, and he didn't show up. What happened to him, Rochester?
I was wrong, boss. He got 60 days instead of 30.
Oh, well, I can use him New Year's Eve. Now, Dennis, Rochester will be busy here in the kitchen, so it'll be your job to... Whoop, there's the front door. Now, here's your chance of practice. See who's at the door, Sylvester.
I's going, Mr. Benny. I's going.
Say, that's all right.
That boy does the worst blackface I ever heard.
Not so easy. I'd like to hear you do Irish sometime. Come on, Mary. We'll sit in the music room until the gang gets here.
A jukebox and an old fiddle, and you call it a music room.
Don't run down that jukebox, Mary. And incidentally, I wish you'd stop playing it with lifesavers. You got it all sticky.
Mr. and Mrs. Wilson are here, Master Colonel Benny.
Don't overdo it. Well, hello, Don, Peggy. Welcome to the Chateau Benny.
Oh, hello, Jack.
Hello,
Hello, Mary. Happy
Mary.
Thanksgiving to you.
Well, you're looking fine, Peggy. Take Mrs. Wilson's coat, Sylvester.
Yeah, the yuck.
I wish he'd hold it down a little.
Well, 2 servants tonight. You're kind of putting on the dog, eh, Jack?
Well, it's a big party. Gee, Peggy, I'm sure glad you and Don were able to come to dinner today.
Yes, I am, too. Don's been gaining weight again, and I'm so happy he's someplace where he can't overeat.
Good. Well, I hate to disappoint you, Peggy, but there's going to be plenty of food on that table.
Yes, and I love chipped beef.
We're having wild duck. Now, let's have a little music while we're waiting. Mary, put a nickel in the jukebox.
I've only got one. I'm saving it for the apple machine.
All right, I'll put one in. That is if I've...
Here's a nickel, Jack.
Thanks. Say, here's one of Phil's records, Chattanooga Choo Choo. He sings the chorus on this one. Very cute, too. Wait till you hear it.
Pardon me, boy. Is that the Chattanooga Choo-Choo? Track 29. Then you can give me a shine. I can afford to board a Chattanooga Choo-Choo. I've got my fare and just an inkling to spare. You leave old Pennsylvania Station about 3:15. Read the magazine and then you're in Baltimore. Dinner on the diner, nothing could be finer than to have your ham and eggs in Carolina. When you hear the whistle blowing 8 to the bar, then you know that Tennessee is not very far. Hurry up and call in, gotta get a rollin'. Hoo-hoo, Chattanooga, there you are. There's gonna be a certain party at the station, satin and lace. I used to call funny face. She's gonna cry until I tell her that'll never wrong. Oh, Chattanooga choo-choo, won't you choo-choo me home? There's gonna be a certain party at the station, satin and lace. I used to call my bunny, honey, funny face. She's gonna cry until I tell her that'll never roam. So Chattanooga choo-choo, hoo-wee, hoo-wee, Chattanooga choo-choo, hoo-wee, hoo-wee, Chattanooga choo-choo, won't you choo-choo me home?
Isn't Phil a ham? He even puts applause on the record. That was a good number, though.
Yes, indeed.
By the way, Peggy, I don't believe you've been in my music room before, have you?
No, I haven't, Jack. And you've got some lovely old pieces here. Who furnished it?
Harry's Hawk Shop.
I only got the melodeon there. You know, Peggy, if you look around, you can get some of the...
Uh-oh. Here comes your boarder.
Yeah. I wonder what happened to him. His arm's in a sling. Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Billingsley.
Hello, Mr. Benny. Having company for dinner, I see.
Yes, yes. The others will be here pretty soon. Won't you have a seat?
Oh, thanks. I never touch 'em.
By the way, Mr. Billingsley, I noticed your arm's in a sling. How did you happen to break it?
I was putting on my long underwear this morning, and I fell off the ladder.
Oh, well, why do you have to climb a ladder to put on your underwear?
When I say long, I mean long.
Oh. Oh, I see. Won't you join us for dinner, Mr. Billingsley? We're having wild duck.
No, I'll have a glass of dressing later. Good night.
It's getting more eccentric every day. But who else would pay me $800 a week for room and board? An amazing character, you know.
Mr. Benny, can I speak to you confidentially? It's very important.
Oh, now what? Excuse me, folks. What is it, Rochester?
Boss, those ducks ain't never gonna get tender.
Why? What happened?
I just stuck a fork in one of them and it kicked gravy all over me.
Now, that's ridiculous. It probably slid in the pan. That's all.
You may be right, boss, but I don't think it would hurt to shoot them just once more.
Don't you dare. I shot those ducks. All you've got to do is cook them. I want dinner served as soon as Mr. and Mrs. Harris arrive.
But, boss...
Now get back to the kitchen. Dum-beam-bum-bum-ba-beam-ba-bum. Dum-dee-dum-dum-da-deem-da-dum-dum. Oh, sorry, folks.
What's the matter, Jack?
Oh, Rochester's having a little trouble with the ducks. It seems... Well, everything will be all right now. Yes, sir.
Jack, what was that noise? It sounded like a gunshot.
How do I know? Well, folks, just as soon as There's someone at the door, Sylvester. Sylvester, answer the door.
That's dough, boss.
All right, answer the door. And don't shuffle, just walk. Say, Don, would you like a cocktail before dinner? Eh, Don?
Definitely no.
Well, I can see who wears the pants in that family.
With Don's, there's room for both of them.
You said it.
Announcing Mr. and Mrs. Phil Harris.
Phil!
Hiya, Jackson.
And Alice!
Hello,
Well, Alice, I'm sure happy you were able to come to dinner.
Oh, I wouldn't have missed it for anything, Jackson.
Jackson. She calls me Jackson. You know everybody here, don't you, Alice?
Hello, Alice.
Oh, why, Peggy, I haven't seen you since our trip to New York.
And Alice, you know Mary Livingston, huh?
Oh, why, of course I do. Hello, Mary. So nice seeing you again.
Hello.
Hello. That's a fine greeting.
Who cares how many fan clubs she's got?
Mary. Don't pay any attention to her, Alice. You see, Mary is always jealous of any girl that shines up to me.
Well, who's shining up to you?
Well, I mean that you...
Explain that, Jackson.
Don't get excited, Phil. Now, look, fellas, let's not have a brawl. I don't want duck stains all over the furniture. Well, this is the first time you've ever been to my house, isn't it, Alice?
Yes, and I think it's furnished in very good taste. What did you mean, Phil? I should wear my old clothes.
Why, Phil, you little rascal. Say, Mary, call up Luella Parsons and tell her Alice Faye is visiting me.
She'll never believe it.
She will, too. And call Harrison Carroll.
Say, Phil, I want to congratulate you on your performance last night in The Courtship of Miles Standish.
Yeah, it's the best play our night school ever put on, Don.
Oh, yes, Phil, you were excellent as Priscilla. But as long as you were playing the part of a girl, why didn't you shave before you went out on the stage?
I didn't want people to think I was on the level.
Well, it spoiled it a little for me. By the way, Phil, use the ashtray, Peggy. These rugs are expensive. By the way, Phil, that's a girl. By the way, Phil, Phil, did you get those flowers I sent you before the performance?
Oh, yeah, thanks for the Christmas anthemums.
Christmas anthemums?
Phil, I told you last night it's one word, chrysanthemum.
Oh, lay off, honey. I don't want no lecture on Thanksgiving.
Behave yourself, Phil, or I won't read that book to you anymore.
What book are you reading to him, Alice?
Oh, you know, Jack. A is for apple, so round and red. B is for butter. You spread it on bread.
What? Are you kidding?
C is for crackers. You eat them in bed. I know them all.
Gee, you'll be up to the Rover boys pretty soon. Well, I don't know about you folks, but I'm going to have a cocktail before dinner.
Oh, don't, Jack. You always act so silly.
I do not.
One cocktail and it's... Look, fellas, I'm a Spanish dancer.
Oh.
A Spanish dancer?
By that time, he's wearing a lampshade.
Well, someone's got to put a little life in the parties around this town. Oh, Sylvester.
Yowza, boss.
Go out in the kitchen and tell Rochester we're ready for dinner.
How's it going? Hold that barn. Lift that bed.
Oh, shut up! Well, Alice, I hope you're good and hungry. I'm on a diet myself. You see, I have to be on account of the new picture I'm making.
I knew he'd get around to that.
Quiet. You see, I'm working opposite Carol Lombard, and I must look my best.
Well, Jack, I've seen you in pictures before, and as I recall, you always look very nice.
Yes, I imagine I do, but of course I look much younger on the screen.
Oh, much.
Mary. You know, Alice, now that we're both at 20th Century Fox, maybe you and I will be working together soon.
Who knows? I think we'd make a swell team.
Yes, you with your youth and beauty, and me with my suave, debonair charm.
You're right, Phil. He is hammy.
You know, Alice, the next time I see Mr. Zanuck...
Dinner is served, folks. Walk. Do not run to the dining room.
Oh, boy, is that?
Now, this way, everybody.
Betty, that's for
Now,
me.
Don, you take Alice. Phil, you take Peggy. And Mary... Oh, Mary, call up Hedda Hopper and Jimmy Starr and Herb Stein. Tell them that Alice Faye's having dinner with me today.
Okay.
And call Sidney Skalski, too.
Skalski?
Yes.
Who's going to boost him up to the telephone?
He's got a ladder like Billingsley. All right, everybody, grab your seats and take your time now. There's plenty for all. Come on. We're all going to eat. Boy, what a dinner.
Say, this dressing is delicious, Jack.
I'm glad you like it. Oh, Rochester, serve Mrs. Harris some more duck. Will you have another piece of duck, Alice?
No, thanks. I'm still chewing on my first piece.
Well, you've got beautiful teeth. Use them. I think the duck is very tasty, don't you, Mary?
Yeah, but the next time you go out shooting, be more careful. Mine's full of buckshot.
Mary, that's what that bowl is for. Dump the buckshot in a bowl.
Oh.
That's it. Personally, I think this is the finest meal that
Pass me that bowl, will you, Mary?
Here you are, Phil.
Thanks.
Well, I really banged away at that one, didn't I? But I still say this is a lovely dinner.
Yeah, everything from soup to lead.
Never mind, and have another cranberry.
One cranberry, you're supposed to have cranberry sauce.
Well, squash it. Are you helpless? What's the matter with you, anyway? Oh, Rochester.
Yes, boss?
Bring me a sharper knife. I got Humphrey. Say, Alice, I have a real treat for you. After dinner, I'll take you downstairs and show you Carmichael, my polar bear.
Oh, that's swell. I love animals.
You do? Have you got any pets, Alice?
Oh, just Phil, my little reformed wolf.
Good. Yes, sir. Some more dressing, Don?
No, thanks. By the way, Jack, where's Dennis? Didn't you invite him to dinner?
Yes, I wonder what happened to the kid.
Me too.
Mary, now don't give it away. Oh, Sylvester, have we heard from Mr. Day?
Yeah, he phoned and left word that he was having dinner with Miss Hetty Lamar.
Hetty Lamar?
That boy sure gets around, don't he?
All right, Sylvester, stop leaning on the table and get busy. Enjoying the food, Peggy?
Oh, it's fine, Jack. And the dressing's delicious. What's in it?
I really don't know. Oh, Rochester?
Yes, boss?
What's in this dressing?
What ain't?
He's like all good chefs, Peggy, just won't give away his secrets. Get another bowl, Rochester. This one's full. Everything all right, Alice?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've never been to such a novel dinner party. Imagine, Phil, I got a prize in my dressing.
A prize?
Uh-huh. Look, a shoehorn.
That is a novelty, isn't it?
I got a Red Cross button in mine.
Well, hand it over. I joined yesterday. That reminds me everybody should, especially this year. Rochester, I think we'll have our dessert and coffee in the music room.
Okay, boss.
That is, if everybody's had enough duck. Well, come on. Let's go in the music room.
What are we having for dessert, Jack?
What do you think?
I'll bet $1,000 it's Jell-O with that new locked-in flavor.
You win, Don. The flavor never goes away.
They put it in and it's there to stay.
Say, let's have some entertainment while we're waiting for the coffee.
Yeah, what do we do?
Well, we can... Oh, I know. Hey, look at me, fellas.
Jack, take that bowl of fruit off your head. You don't look anything like Carmen Miranda.
Well, somebody's got to entertain.
Well, what about Alice singing a song for us?
Yeah, what about it, Alice?
Come on, Alice, won't you sing a song?
Come on.
Come on, will you?
You hear that, Alice? Will you sing for us?
Wait till I finish chewing this duck, huh?
All right. Now, tell you what. If you sing, I'll accompany you on the violin.
No, Jackson, no, not that.
All right. Come on, Alice. What's that song? Alice, what's that song you did in your new picture, Weekend in Havana?
You mean Tropical Magic?
Yeah, that's it. You sing Tropical Magic, and I'll pull rabbits out of a hat. Quiet, everybody. Alice is going to sing.
Tropical magic, strange fascination, moon of temptation, black velvet sky. Tropical magic, lost in your splendor, love will surrender to a passionate sigh. Whispering shadows out of a midnight. Whisper manana, but never goodbye. Music is playing tropical magic. You'll have me saying adios to my heart. Whispering shadows out of a midnight. Whisper manana, but never goodbye. Music is playing tropical magic. You'll have me saying adios to my heart. Adios to my heart.
Well, anyway, folks, that's just about what happened at Jack's house last Thursday. Alice sang her song, and then we all played games and had a swell time. And just as we were leaving, we could hear Rochester calling Jack.
Mr. Benny,
What is it, Rochester?
what do I do with all this duck that's left over?
Well, we can have it tomorrow night.
What about the mashed potatoes and all this drink?
Very tasty.
Okay,
Make a pie out of them. Cranberry pie is delicious, you know.
okay. Oh, say, boss,
What?
I think we ought to turn this buckshot over to the government for national defense.
That's a very good idea. Early yet, so I'm going out to see a movie.
Is that still playing around?
I don't mean Charlie's Aunt. See you later.
Good night, boss.
Good night, Rochester.
One of Mary Livingston's favorite Jell-O desserts is a swell treat called peach and banana mold. Because I think you like it too, I'm going to pass it right along. It's an easy recipe to remember. Its main ingredients are canned sliced peaches, sliced bananas, and lime Jell-O. And you combine them like this. Make up one package of lime Jell-O as you usually do. Next, arrange 1/2 cup of canned sliced peaches on the bottom of the mold and pour the Jell-O over them. Then slice one banana into the Jell-O and chill until firm. When you unmold it, you'll have a beautiful 3-layer dessert. Golden peach slices on top, sliced bananas embedded on the bottom, and in between them and surrounding them, clear, glistening emerald lime Jell-O. Many grocers are featuring canned sliced peaches and lime Jell-O all next week. Get both and make up this grand treat. Just be sure when you buy to ask for Jell-O, because Jell-O's new locked-in flavor gives you all the flavor, always.
This is the last number of the 8th program in the current Jell-O series, and we'll be with you again next Sunday at the same time. Well, Alice, it was awfully sweet of you to come over tonight and show the folks what happened last Thursday, and your song was really wonderful.
Oh, thanks, Jackson.
Jackson. She called me Jackson. Good night, folks.
Alice Faye appeared on our program tonight through courtesy of 20th Century Fox Pictures.
In gelatin desserts, it's Jell-O. In puddings, it's Jell-O puddings. And every well-stocked pantry should include them both. Jell-O puddings are rich, luscious desserts that you make with milk. And they come in 3 popular flavors: chocolate, vanilla, and butterscotch. Jell-O chocolate pudding is a pudding that even Grandma would be proud to make. It has a smooth, creamy, homemade goodness all its own. A mellow chocolate flavor developed exclusively for Jell-O puddings by the famous Walter Baker chocolate people. Tomorrow, when you order Jell-O, ask for Jell-O puddings. They're just like Grandma's, only more so. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
KFI, Los Angeles.
J-E-L-L-O. The Jell-O program brought to you by Jell-O and Jell-O Pudding, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with Relax. You know, friends, it's not really considered quite fair to open packages before Christmas. But of course, there's one package that you can open any day with the whole family's hearty approval. And that's a package of Jell-O. Open a package and serve it tomorrow. And let the folks at your house enjoy Jell-O's wonderful new locked-in flavor. Jell-O's gay, scintillating colors add charm to any table. Lend a festive touch to any meal. Why, just to look at a bright, shimmering mold of Jell-O is enough to set appetites a-tingle. And when it comes to flavor, well, Jell-O is simply in a class by itself. There's just nothing that can beat Jell-O's rich, tangy taste. So full of intriguing flavors, so downright good and refreshing. Tomorrow, treat everybody to a tempting dish of Jell-O. Ask your grocer for all of Jell-O's 6 delicious flavors. They're all locked in, and they're all better than ever. That was Relax, played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Yuletide season is here with all its joy and gaiety. So without further ado, we bring you a star to place atop your Christmas tree, Jack Benny.
Well, hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And Don, that was quite a whimsical introduction. A star to place atop your Christmas tree. I suppose you said that because I'm a movie star. Is that right?
No, Jack, that wasn't my thought at all.
Oh.
I meant that you actually and physically resemble a star.
Well, I don't get it, Don. What do you mean?
Well, for instance, you've got a dash of silver in your hair.
Yes.
And you've always got a merry twinkle in your eye.
Yes, yes.
And the seat of your pants is always bright and shiny.
Yes, yes, yes.
And you're wearing the only pair of pointed shoes in Hollywood.
Now, wait a minute, Don. I'm not going to argue about the silver and the twinkle, and I'll even go along with the shiny pants. But these pointed shoes I've got on are very popular. They're French Schreiner and Erner's new bayonet model. They're very snappy, don't you think?
Snappy is right. But personally, Jack, I like a shoe that spreads out.
Listen, brother, any shoe you step into is doomed. Believe me.
Oh, I'm not so heavy on my feet.
You're not, eh? Don, your arches fell the first time your mother said, "Come on, Snookums, walk toward me." But speaking about these shoes I'm wearing...
Wow, get a load of them. Did vaudeville come back?
No, vaudeville didn't come back. Just so happens that for a change, I switched to a pointed, tight-fitting shoe.
Then where do you keep your money now?
I've got a hollow tooth. I can go along with a gag, sister. Now, let me tell you something, young lady. Any more of those Livingston Lulus tonight, and your invitation to my Christmas party next Thursday is automatically canceled. Remember that.
Oh, Jack, speaking of your party, what are you going to serve for dinner? Turkey, goose, or duck?
Ham hocks, and not another word about it. Come early, Don. You know, a lot of big movie stars are going to be there.
Movie stars? Name one.
Now, there'll be lots of them.
Come on, name one.
No, they'll be there.
Don't stall. Name one movie star that's going to be at your party.
All right, Rodney Dangerfield. I know he's coming because he already sent me a wire by Western Union.
Western Union I heard about, but who was Rodney Dangerfield?
Who is Rodney Dangerfield? Well, I'll be... Mary, did you see the Fargo Kid rides the Pony Express on the Santa Fe Trail at the Hitching Post Theater last week? Did you?
No.
Well, that was Rodney's greatest performance. If you could have seen him jump out of the second-story window of a burning building and gallop out of town on his horse, blazing away with his six-shooter in one hand and playing Tumbleweed Girl, I Love You on his guitar with the other. Well, what a scene.
Pretty thrilling, huh?
Was it? A kid sitting in back of me got so excited he beat me on the head with a stick of licorice. Anyway, you'll meet Rodney at my house next Thursday.
Well, who else is coming, Jack?
Well, you know, I'm making a picture with Carol Lombard, so naturally I had to invite her. And I also told her to ask Clark if he wanted to come.
Gee whiz, is Clark Gable going to be at your party?
Well, I'm not sure about him, but I got a definite no from Lombard. Let's see, and the Gary Coopers can't come, and the Henry Fondas had a previous engagement, and Bob Taylor and Barbara Stanwyck have a toothache.
Between them?
How do I know? And then Claudette Colbert can't come. She sprained her ankle.
I saw her dancing at the Macombo last night.
With that ankle? Poor kid. And then Errol Flynn can't make it. He's in New York, you know. Well, let's see. Oh, yes, Barney Dean. He's coming. I'm sure of that.
Well, here I go again. Who's Barney Dean?
Who's Barney Dean? Did you see Sergeant York?
Yes.
Well, he was a soldier in that. That's who. Anyway, Barney Dean will be there. And then I invited... Oh, hello, Phil.
Hiya, Bub. Sorry I'm late, but I was across the street shooting pool.
Shooting pool? Well, let me ask you something, Phil. Who pays you your salary, me or the pool room?
Look, Jackson, if I didn't take the salary I get here and double it over there, I'd have to give up meat.
Too bad about you.
Hey, Phil, are you and Alice coming to Jack's party?
Oh, I don't know. Who's going to be there?
Everybody from Barney Dean to Rodney Dangerfield.
Don't run him down.
Hey, is Rod Dangerfield going to be at your party?
Yep.
Oh, that guy's terrific. I think he's darn near as good as Hoot Horowitz.
What do you mean, darn near as good? Did you see Rodney's latest picture, the Fargo Kid rides the Pony Express on the Santa Fe Trail?
Yeah, I seen it last week.
That was a thriller, wasn't it?
You said it. I got so excited I hit some old bird in the front of me with my licorice stick.
Oh, ho! So that was you. You were at the Hitching Post Theater last Tuesday evening.
Not so loud, Jackson. I was playing hooky from my night school.
Oh. Well, don't worry. I won't squeal.
You better not, Sponger, or I'll have to drill you. A bang, a bang, a bang.
You're not a drilling me, son, because I'm the sheriff. A bang, a bang, a bang. Bang!
These two cowboys come to you through the courtesy of Jell-O, who are open for suggestions.
Never mind. We'll talk about the picture later, Phil. Now, how about a band number?
Okay.
Hold it. Come in.
Mr. Benny?
Yes?
Am I going to be invited to your Christmas party? My name is Pigeon.
Walter Pigeon?
No, Dead Pigeon. A bang, a bang, a bang.
What a head he's got. That's the only grapefruit I ever saw that can take shorthand. He's my secretary, folks. Play, Phil. was Popo Catapedal, played by Phil Harris and his Yuletide Orchestra. Yule meaning you'll have to go a long way to hear a band like this, and tide meaning I wish they'd go out with it. But no kidding, Phil. That number sounded swell. It was really the Nuts. All right, Don. Phil's number was the Nuts.
Oh, Jack, this one is utterly absurd.
Don, Phil's band number was the Nuts.
You know it wasn't.
That's not the point. Come on, Don. Phil's band number was the Nuts.
Oh, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, the next time you go to your neighborhood grocer...
You see?
Why not ask him for a package of Jell-O with its new locked-in flavor?
Now, here's the clever part, folks.
Oh, Jack, I'll never be able to face my friend.
Don Nuts!
Oh, very well. So whether your name is Hazel or Filbert, you will not regret buying this tempting and economical dessert. Buy Hickory.
Very good. Very good. There you are, Don. That was one of the most novel things I've ever written.
Oh, Jack, you didn't write that.
Yes, I did.
All by yourself?
All by myself.
You mean it came to you like a flash?
Like a bolt out of the blue.
Keep talking, brother. When I get the right lead, I'm going to murder you.
Oh, don't be so critical. That was a very clever commercial. Wasn't it, Dennis? Hey, where's Dennis?
Here I am, and back at Mr. Wilson.
Oh.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo. You gotta humor the kid. Say, Dennis, have you got a nice song prepared for today?
Yeah, but first I want to thank you for letting me come over to the studio the other day.
Oh, don't mention it.
That was a pretty hot love scene you did with Carol Lombard, by golly.
Yes, it was.
Gosh, when you grabbed her and gave her that big kiss, I got so excited I was quivering all over.
You were?
She didn't even move a muscle.
Never mind.
What's the matter with that girl?
I don't know.
Look, boy, she kisses Gable when she leaves home in the morning, and she kisses him when she gets back at night. Anything in between is strictly cheesecake.
Well, I don't want to be catty, but, oh, well, forget it. How about a song, Dennis? What's it going to be?
I'm going to sing a medley of Christmas carols.
Good. Oh, say, fellas, that reminds me. I've got to go home early tonight and do some work on my Christmas tree. I want to get it all trimmed up for the party. You want to come and help me, Mary?
Sure, why not?
Phil, after Dennis's song, you can play a few selections and fill out the program.
Well, that'll give me a chance to play a couple of high-class numbers like Kuzitz plays. Andre Costa. What's the rest of this here?
Lannis, Andra Castellanis. Oh, brother.
Well, why do you always embarrass me by making up them big words?
I didn't make up anything. That's the man's name. He's married to Lily Pond.
Her I can say.
Look, Phil, just accompany Dennis's song, then put on your hat and go home. Come on, Mary, let's get out of here. What's that? Come in.
Telegram. Special delivery for Mary Livingston.
Right here, Bud. Give him a tip, will you, Jack?
Okay. Here you are, boy. Here's $50 for you.
Thanks. I can go along with a gag. A boom.
You can louse it up, too. He had to put a boom on the end of it. Wasn't satisfied the way it was written. Had to put a boom. Anyway, I'd like to see one stooge in this town with hair. Come on, Mary.
Oh, wait a minute, Jack. This letter's from Mama.
You can read it in the cab. Come on.
Oh, let her read it now, Jack. Mary's she's just a riot.
Oh, all right. I'm glad you got that out, too. If we had an hour program, we'd be very successful here. You know that. All right, read your mother's letter, Mary. What's the head of hopper of Plainfield got to say?
My darling daughter, Mary, just a line to let you know that Christmas is almost here, and as yet I have not received your X-Chay.
Eggcase?
But don't get me wrong. If your check has been delayed in the mail, I take back everything I'm thinking.
How can anybody be so mercenary?
Your sister Ethel and her husband are here for the holidays and will spend several weeks with us. Inasmuch as they live right next door, I think this is an imposition.
Oh, I don't know.
Quiet. You ought to see your sister's new baby. Everybody says it's a regular little doll, and they're right. It looks just like Popeye.
Well, no wonder, after all, your sister is no Rose. And that husband of hers, does he still sell bluing house to house?
No, he's a vanilla extract man now.
Oh, vanilla extract man. Oh, he's going places. Come on, finish the letter.
Speaking of Christmas, I saw your father tiptoeing up the stairs last night with a great big package over his shoulder. I was thrilled to death until I found out the package was your Uncle Willie.
Boy, was he full of vanilla.
No more news, except that your brother Bacardi...
Bacardi?
Papa named him off a bottle.
Oh.
Except that your brother Bacardi was turned down by the Army on account of flat feet, chest, and head. Also, his hands drag on the ground when he walks.
Gee, his nails must be a mess.
Love to all, Mama.
Well, I'm glad that's over.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's a P.S. Tell Jack I heard him do Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on the program a few weeks ago. What a performance.
Performance? Let's see that. Well, I'll be darned. If I'd have known this was going to happen, I'd have put another cup of water in that perfume I sent her. Sing, Dennis. See you Christmas, fellas. Come on, Mary. Let's get over to the house.
Noel, the angel did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 one is the King of Israel. Away in a manger, no crib for his bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the heavens looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep in the the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Oh, the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
Right up here, buddy. It's that big white house with the iron reindeer on the lawn.
Okay, pal.
Boy, look at that meter, $1.50.
Oh, driver, how much do I owe you?
Like she said, $1.50.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you what. How would you like to match? $3 or nothing?
Double or nothing? Okay, pal.
I'm matching you. Just a second. Okay, here goes. Come on, lift up.
Well, so long, pal.
Darn that Rochester, why doesn't he answer the door? I have to stand here all night?
Oh, take it easy, Jack. Calm down. What's $3?
It's not the money. I don't believe in gambling. Don't talk to me. I feel awful.
Why don't you take off one of those shoes and cut your throat?
Mary, I'm in no mood for any...
Good evening, boss. Happy Yuletide.
Rochester, you were late answering the door, and I'm going to teach you a lesson. I'm fining you $3. You understand?
I wish the stock market would come back that fast.
Never mind. Any messages, Rochester?
Yes, sir. Mr. Charles Boyer called and said he won't be able to attend your Christmas party.
Why not?
You got me, boss. He gave his excuse in French.
Well, that's the sneakiest thing I ever heard of. Any other messages?
Yes, Lady Mendel phoned. Said she got your lovely invitation, and who are you?
Did she ever go to the movies, for heaven's sake? Come on, Mary, the tree is in the library. Bring my slippers, Rochester.
Your slippers?
Yes.
Lounging, bedroom, or ballet?
I'm in no mood for a ballet dance, believe me. Bring in my lounging slippers.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Mary. While I'm putting the star on top of the tree, you can be hanging popcorn balls on the branches.
Oh, is your tree going to have branches this year? Yes, it's going to have branches. Well, I think the one you had Uh-oh, here comes your boarder.
Yeah. I wonder why he's carrying that hatchet. Hello, Mr. Billingsley.
Good afternoon, Mr. Benny. Home a little early, I see.
Yes, I have some work to do around the house. Oh, Mr. Billingsley, what are you doing with that hatchet? Are you a Boy Scout now?
No, I'm going out to dinner later, and when I say chopped chicken liver, that's what I mean.
I see.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Benny.
Goodbye.
Keep 'em flying.
I can't understand Mr. Billingsley lately. You know, Mary, he slept under his bed last night. He hung onto the springs like a bat, you know? Weird fellow. Well, there you are. There's my Christmas tree, Mary. Isn't it nice?
Yeah, that's the biggest one you ever had. Where'd you get it?
Got it just north of Redwood City. Well, let's start with the decorations. Mary, you hang up these candy canes, and I'll... Rochester, what happened to that box of popcorn balls we had in the closet?
I got bad news, boss. There's nothing in there now but a big fat mouse.
Darn it, I'm short of ornaments. Got to have something to hang on that tree.
Yes, those socks look awful by themselves.
The socks are coming off as soon as they're dry. I wanted popcorn balls to add a little... Say, I have an idea. How would oranges look there?
Oranges?
Yeah, I've got a backyard full of them. I'll go out and pick some. Meanwhile, start with those candy canes, Mary. I'll be right back. Jingle bells, yum bum 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 dum dum dum. $3. I had to match them. Yum dum 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 bum 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 bum. Oh well. Jingle bells, yum dum dee. Let's see. I think there's some big ones in this tree over here. Yeah, these will be fine. They're nice, big, juicy ones. I'll take about a dozen. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hello, mister. What are you doing?
Hello, 6. Oh, hello, little girl. Where did you come from?
I was just looking around your yard. Where's your polo bear?
My polar bear? Oh, he's asleep for the winter. Do you live around here?
Yes, we just moved into that new house next to Ronald Coleman's.
Oh, next to Ronald Coleman's. Oh, that's swell. We're going to be neighbors, aren't we?
Uh-huh. You're Jack Benny, aren't you?
That's right. That's who I am.
Gee, I heard you do Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on the radio. What a performance!
Hey, it was pretty good. Say, little girl, your face is kind of familiar. Haven't I seen you in pictures?
You might have. My name's Carolyn Lee.
Oh, Carolyn Lee. Yeah. Well, this is certainly a surprise. So little Miss Lee is my neighbor.
You can call me Carolyn.
Good. And you can call me Jack.
Okay, Jack.
Gee, she's cute. Say, Carolyn, are you going to be busy Christmas morning?
I don't know why.
Well, I had a telephone call from Santa Claus last night, and he told me he was going to leave a beautiful present under my tree, especially for you.
Well, let's analyze this. How did Santa Claus know you were going to meet me?
Oh, he even knows about things before they happen. He knows everything.
Then
and that's why we've got to be real good, especially around Christmas.
Then why are you picking Mr. Coleman's oranges?
Look, Carolyn. These aren't Mr. Coleman's oranges. What hangs over the fence is mine. Now, let me tell you something about Santa Claus, Carolyn. Every year at this time, he makes a list of good little boys and girls, and when they wake up Christmas morning...
Hey, boss, come in here.
I'll be with you in a minute. And, Carolyn, if these little boys and girls have been real good...
You gotta come in now, boss. Mr. Billingsley's chopping down the Christmas tree.
What? Chopping down the tree? See you later, Carolyn. Mr. Billingsley! Mr. Billingsley, Mary's chopping.
It's too late now.
Oh, my goodness. I knew I should have taken away his hatchet.
What a combination. Golden apricots and rich, shimmering lemon jello. That's the swell blend that makes Jello apricot rings such a grand treat. Just sliced canned apricots and lemon jello, deliciously molded into one of the most tempting desserts you ever tasted. And one of the easiest, too. Simply dissolve one package of lemon jello in 1 1/4 cups of hot water. Next, add a dash of salt and 3/4 cup of syrup from the canned apricots. Then chill until thickened and fold in 2 1/2 cups of the sliced canned apricots themselves. When molded, served with a garnishing of whipped cream, apricot quarters, and green maraschino cherries. And there's a dessert you just can't beat for taste and attractiveness. Juicy sliced apricots blended with the richness of sunny lemon jello. So get them both and make up this delightful treat. Jello makes any gelatin dessert taste extra good because the locked-in process protects the flavor for your complete enjoyment.
We're a little late, so good night, folks, and Merry Christmas to all.
Remember, tomorrow when you order Jell-O puddings, too, in all 3 flavors. Jell-O puddings are just like Grandma's, only more so. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
KFI, Los Angeles.
The Jello program brought to you by Jello and Jello Pudding, starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with Be Young Again. Not just a little flavor. That was Be Young Again, played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us take you back to last Wednesday night and show you how Jack and the rest of us celebrated New Year's Eve. Our little story opens at Jack's house around 7 p.m., where Jack, assisted by Rochester, is getting dressed for a big night of some
Rochester, where did you put the cufflinks for my dress shirt?
The what?
The pearl cufflinks. What happened to them?
Don't you remember, boss, you said I could wear them to my lodge meeting the other night?
All right, now give me my cufflinks.
Well, here's what happened, boss. One of them slipped out of my cuff and rolled under the pool table.
Uh-huh.
And when I got down on my knees to pick it up, somebody faded me.
Well, I'll be... So you lost one of my links in a crap game. What happened to the other one?
That lasted for about 3 passes, then bingo.
Well, that's a fine fix you put me in. What do you expect me to do, keep my hands in my pockets all evening?
Why don't you stick one of them in your vest like Napoleon?
Napoleon?
He was Emperor of France.
I know what he was. You don't have to tell me about Napoleon. My cousin Boo Boo's worn his hat sideways since he was 12 years old. Oh, well, I'll just have to roll these cuffs up a little and hope they stay there. I guess.
Pardon me, Mr. Benny, but what conveyance are you planning on to take you to the Biltmore Bowl?
You're driving us there in the Maxwell, of course. And then afterwards, the evening is yours. Are you going to celebrate tonight, Rochester?
Yes, sir. I'm going to a ball at the Central Avenue. You walk in. If you're not carried out, you get your money back club.
Oh. Well, you better walk in and out. Now, remember, Rochester, you promised not to drink tonight.
Yes, sir. I'll just order martinis and eat the olives out of them.
That's right. You can eat all the olives you want.
I got a bad tooth, though. I might have to float them down.
What was that? Now, Rochester, I'm warning you for the last time. When you come to work tomorrow, if you're not... Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Aren't you dressed yet?
I'm just finishing up.
Well, hurry. Dennis is waiting outside for us in a cab.
A cab? Mary, I told you Rochester's going to drive us down to the Biltmore and the Maxwell.
I am not riding in that smudge pot with this new evening gown.
You're going to take the Maxwell. You're not the only one that's dolled up, sister. I've got my tuxedo on.
You can burn that under an orange tree, too.
All right. We'll take a cab.
Then come on, let's go.
I can't leave until little Carolyn Lee gets here. I promised to let her see me all dressed up.
That kid is sure crazy about you, boss.
Well, I have a way with the ladies, I guess. Whether they're 6 or 60.
But in between, you can't get one unless they're hungry.
Now, listen, Mary, I'm a ladies' man at any age.
Then why did you phone at the last minute and make me break a date to go out with you tonight?
Because Stella Buggenhaven happens to be working. And I sent her an orchid this afternoon before I found out. Like a darn fool.
How do you know she's working?
Because she canceled her date with me. She got to do retakes on her new picture, The Sweetheart of Gopher Gulch.
Well, she looks like a gopher if I ever saw one.
Mary, if you ever looked a gopher right in the face, you'd see that they have beautiful, soft brown eyes. And so has Stella. Anyway, I'm hooked for an orchid. Oh, well.
Come on, Jack. That's Dennis waiting for us in the cab.
Well, run along. I'll join you in a minute. Here, take my violin with you.
Oh, Jack, you always have to drag that fiddle every place you go.
Mary, Phil's orchestra's playing there, and Phil may call on me to entertain. If he wants to remain on my program. Now, take it with you.
Okay. Happy New Year, Rochester.
Same to you, Miss Livingston.
Well, Rochester, I guess you can run along, too. Have a good time tonight.
Thanks, Mr. Benny.
And look, Rochester, I know it's New Year's Eve, so I'm not going to be a wet blanket. I'll tell you what. It's okay with me if you take one drink at the stroke of midnight.
There's 12 strokes, boss. Let's hit them all.
Well, I'm not going to argue about it. You can go now, Rochester, but remember, I'm putting you on your honor.
That'll take care of everything. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Rochester. Oh, by the way, have you seen... Oh, well, I'll find it. Must be around here somewhere. Yada-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, da-dum, bum-dee-da-da-dee. Not there. Da-dum, bum-dee-da-da-dum, bum-dee-da-dee. I had it yesterday. I can't imagine what happened to it. I wonder if it's in the... Oh, hello, Carolyn.
Hello, Jack.
Well, I'm wearing my tuxedo. How do I look?
Gee, I think you're the prettiest man in the whole world.
Now, wait a minute, Carolyn. You're taking in a lot of territory. Prettiest man. By the way, honey, this afternoon when we were playing those games, did you hide something you didn't tell me about?
What do you mean, Jack?
Well, I've been looking all over for a certain something, and I can't find it. Did you hide it somewhere? Huh?
What do you think?
I think you did. Now, tell Uncle Jack where you put it.
No, you'll have to look for it.
Carolyn, I'm in a hurry. Now, tell me, where is it?
No, you'll have to guess.
Carolyn, I'm in no mood for guessing. Look, kid, I'm going out tonight. I've got to have my toupee. Now, Carolyn, please tell me, where did you put it?
Well, I was out in the yard, and a poor little bird didn't have any nest.
Oh, fine. Well, I'll just fluff my hair up a little. That'll have to do, I guess. I have to leave now, Carolyn, so kiss me goodnight, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I thought I was going with you.
Carolyn, I didn't say tonight. I said when you're 18 years old, I'll go out with you on New Year's Eve.
But when I'm 18, you'll be 35 or 40.
I'll take that. Now, good night, honey. Run along home and tell your mother I said Happy New Year.
I want to stay here and have some bread and jam.
You can have bread and jam tomorrow. Now, good night, Carolyn.
Good night, Jack. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sweetheart. Four jars of jam already this week. Not only that, my toupee is up in a tree somewhere. Oh, well. I'm coming. Oh, my shins. Darn, these dress shoes, they're too slippery. Gotta wear them more often. Oh, hello, Mr. Billingsley.
Good evening, Mr. Benny. A little cockeyed, I see.
No, I just tripped and fell down the steps. Say, you're home rather early, Mr. Billingsley. Aren't you going to ring out the old and ring in the new?
Not tonight. I always do my laundry on Monday.
Oh, I see.
Well, good night, Mr. Benny.
Good night.
A gentleman wouldn't say that.
Well, I never saw one that didn't. What does that mean? I can't figure him out at all.
Hurry up, Jack. We can't wait here all night.
I'm coming. Click, 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 click. Listen to that meter. 3:35 already. Wow. Say, Dennis, how come you haven't got a date? I thought you were going to bring a... Whoops, 3:40. I thought, Dennis, I thought you were going to bring a girl tonight. What happened?
She had to work.
Oh. Oh, is she a chorus girl?
No, she's a welder at Lockheed.
Oh. Well, I can sympathize with you, Dennis. I had a date with Stella Buggenhaven tonight, but she had to do retakes on the Sweetheart of 350. I know that thing is going too fast. Go for Gulf. It's too bad I sent her that orchid. Well, here we are at the Biltmore Bowl.
Look at that sign. Phil Harris and his orchestra, but come in anyway.
Yeah. How much is that, buddy?
Exactly what it says, $3.50.
Oh.
Let me pay it, Mr. Benny.
No, Dennis, this is on me.
But I insist.
Nothing doing, kid. This is my treat.
Okay.
Here you are, buddy.
Thanks.
Come on, Mary.
Oh, boy, I bet we're going to have fun tonight.
Oh, boy, if you can't talk sense, shut up. Come on, let's go in. There's Phil's band. I hope he reserved a good table for us. Where do you think you're going, Dennis?
I'm going with you.
Oh, you are, eh?
Oh, Jack, for heaven's sake, what's the matter with you?
I can't stand a cheapskate.
Say, Phil got us a nice ringside table, didn't he?
Yeah, right near the orchestra. Yippee!
Dennis, have fun, but don't kick my violin. It's right there by your foot. Yeah, I wish I had a paper hat like everybody else.
What do you want with a paper hat?
You're supposed to wear one on New Year's Eve. I'll straighten this out. Where's the waiter? Pardon me, are you the waiter?
What do I look like with this napkin over my arm? A roller towel?
Now, just watch your step, Bud. I happen to be a very good friend of Phil Harrison.
You can have him, too.
Now, look, waiter, you get me a paper hat, or I'll tell this young man with me not to leave a tip after he pays the check. Graham. The thing I hate is a fresh waiter.
Well, look who's here. Cash customers. Hiya, Jackson.
Hello, Phil. You sure got a big crowd here tonight.
Why not? Good music, good food, and just oodles of Harris.
Hey, what more can anyone ask? Huh?
Say, Phil, I see you've got a bigger orchestra tonight. Isn't that a new man in the front row?
Where?
A big guy with a mustache.
He ain't no musician. That's a house detective.
Well, what's the house detective doing in your orchestra?
He claims the bass fiddle is full of spoons.
Are you kidding? Why, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but if he ever looks in that tuba, we're cooked. Well, see you later, kids. I'm going over to say hello to Don Wilson. He and Peggy are in a big party over here.
Oh, well, tell him to drop over, huh? Hey, waiter. Waiter, what about that paper hat?
Here you are, a gorgeous green one.
How can I wear a green hat with my blue eyes? The colors clash.
Oh, what are you worried about? You'll be asleep in a few minutes anyway.
I'm going to stay up tonight. I took a Benzedrine. Get me another hat, waiter. And here's something else. There's no confetti at this table. When it's midnight and the celebration starts, what am I going to throw?
Shake that tuxedo and let the moths fly out.
Now, listen, you one more wisecrack, and I'll speak to Baron Long, the owner of this hotel. He's a pal of mine. If you don't mind, we'd like to order drinks. What do you want, Mary?
I'll just have a lemonade.
Okay. I'll have a glass
Good
of...
evening, Mr. Burney. Are you having a good time tonight?
Yes, thank you.
That's good.
I'll have a... Who was that, Mary?
Your pal, Baron Long.
Oh. Waiter, I'll have a glass of muscatel. How about you, Dennis?
Make mine a zombie.
A zombie? You'll have a lemonade the same as Mary.
Okay, but I'm going to hiccup.
All right, Hick, do anything you want. Waiter, that'll be 2 lemonades and a glass of muscatel for me.
Yes, sir. I'll bet you're a beast when you have a couple of drinks in you.
Quite the contrary, I'm very jovial. And don't forget that confetti. Come on, kid, let's blow our horns and have fun. For heaven's sake, it's New Year's Eve.
Hey, Jack. Jack, look who just came in.
Where?
He's coming down the steps. It's Rodney Dangerfield, that corny cowboy.
Oh, yeah.
And look who's with him.
Who? Well, I'll be Stella Buggenhaven. So she was working tonight, eh? Imagine ditching me for that.
Hello, Rodney.
Howdy, ma'am. A mighty happy New Year to you.
Same to you, partner.
And Jack, how be you?
I be fine. Who's the young lady with you, Rod?
Hello, Jack.
Well, it can't be Stella Buggenhaven. She's working tonight. And where did you get that lovely orchid, as if I didn't know? Miss Buggenhaven?
Why, Jack, I do believe you're jealous. Come on, Rodney, let's go to our own table.
Oh, no. Do join my little party. I bought that orchid. I'm going to smell it. One smell. Sit down. Oh, waiter.
Yes, sir.
What do you have, Stella?
A champagne cocktail, please.
A champagne cocktail for Miss Buggenhaven.
Do you want to go that high, Daddy?
Just bring it. And what do you have, Mr. Dangerfield?
I'll have a great big tall glass of carrot juice.
Carrot juice? Isn't that a little too strong for you, Rod? Sissy?
Oh, Jack, you say the funniest things.
Well, I've always got an answer, ain't it, Phil?
Hey, kids, they're still back in the bandstand. Looks like the show's going to start.
Oh, I hope he doesn't ask me to stand up and take a bow. Get the fiddle out of the case, Dennis.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's about time for our second show. And I see we have a lot of sobralities sitting in our audience. Sobralities? And I'd like to ask a few of them to stand up and take a bow. Now, first, I want you to meet one of the greatest movie stars.
Oh, I wish he wouldn't do that.
That famous cowboy of Western pictures, Rodney Dangerfield. Thank you, folks. Thank you. I'm sure sorry I didn't bring my guitar.
Had to bring his gun along. What a ham.
And sitting right next to him is his lovely leading lady, that charming girl of the Golden West, Miss Stella Buggenhaven.
Thank you. I love you all.
A very pretty speech, Stella. Brief, but it had a message.
You make me sick.
Behave.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce a very dear friend of mine. A great radio star who needs no introduction.
Dennis, give me the fiddle.
I have been associated with this grand personality for a number of years. And he came here tonight to relax and enjoy himself just like everybody else.
there. But I know if we insist, we can get Dennis Day to come up and sing a chorus for us. What? Come on up here, kid.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't me. I came here to relax and enjoy myself, like he said.
Well, sit down. You look like a sap with that violin under your chin.
Oh, yes.
How are you, Dennis? What's it going to be, kid?
I'm going to sing a song I did on the Jello program a few weeks ago, Rose O'Day.
Well, hit it, Pappy.
Hand me his lemonade, Mary. I'm going to put pepper in it.
You're my Filigadusha, Shinnamarusha, Valderalda, Boom, Rosa Day. You're my Filigadusha, Shinnamarusha, Valderalda, Boom, Rosa Day. You're my Filigadusha, Shinnamarusha, Valderalda, Boom, You're daring, you're darling, you're lovely. That's what I mean when I say Rosa Day. You're my Filigadusha, Shinnamarusha, Ballarala, Bunturie. Oh, Johnny McCarthy loved Rosie O'Day. She was the prettiest thing, so they say, and every night in this sweet Irish way, under her window he'd sing in this way. And Moriarty, Sue and Who, Mary Malone and the rest, who they do. They all want his favors, and what does he do? He sings to the one he loves best that he do. Rosa Day, you're my Filigadusha, Shinnamarusha, Ballarala, Boom, Tootie, Rosa Day. You're my Filigadusha, Shinnamarusha, Ballarala, Boom, Tootie. You're daring, you're darling, oh, you're lovely. Sure, that's what I mean when I say Rosa Day. Oh, Rosa Day. You're my Filigadusha, Shinnamarusha, Ballarala, Boom, Tootie, Boom, Tootie, Boom, Tootie. Sweet Rosa Day.
Thank you, Dennis. That was swell, kid, and I appreciate your getting up here.
Hey, Phil! Don't be so obvious. If you can't see your violin, the heck with them.
Yeah, that's right. The heck with him.
And now, folks, sitting at a table on the other side of the room is my old pal and one of the greatest announcers in radio, Don Wilson. Come on, Don. Say something, will you?
Okay, Phil. Hello again. This is Don Wilson speaking.
Hello again. He stole that from me.
And I hope you're all having as much fun as I am tonight. I've had 6 delicious dishes of Jell-O, and I'm raring to go. Yippee!
I've been saying Jello again for years. It's mine.
In a few minutes now, it'll be 12 o'clock, and I want to wish you all a very happy and prosperous New Year.
Nice song, Don.
Hiya, Mary. Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Mary, pass me that glass of water, will you?
What are you taking there?
Another Benzedrine. I'm getting sleepy. Thanks.
And now, ladies and gentlemen...
Hey, Phil.
Oh, yes. And now, folks, here comes the biggest surprise of the evening. I'm sure that with a little encouragement and applause, we can get Jack Benny to come up here...
And play a violin solo.
Here I come,
Well, I'm a little embarrassed here. Thanks for asking me to come up here, Phil, although I'm really not prepared. However, ladies and gentlemen, I've had many requests.
Sit down, you bum! Sit down!
One drunk in the audience. He had to wait for me. Oh,
well. Ladies and gentlemen, I've had many, many requests to play Love and Bloom. And being in a sentimental mood this evening, I'm only too happy to oblige. Love and Bloom, folks. I hope you like it.
It's 1942, folks. Happy New Year!
And now for an encore, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to
Everybody dance, folks. Come on. Hit it, boys.
Oh, well, let's celebrate. Where's the muscatel? Yippee!
Here's a suggestion for a mighty swell dessert, friends. It's Jack Benny's Jellied Fruit Medley, and one of Jack Benny's own special favorites. And it's an easy recipe to remember. Just canned fruit salad molded in strawberry jello. Now, all you have to do is dissolve one package of jello imitation strawberry flavor in 1 pint of hot fruit juice and water. Next, chill until slightly thickened, and fold in 1 can of fruit salad cut into small pieces. Chill until firm, and then serve with a garnishing of spicy mint leaves and bright red cherries. You'll say, as does Jack, that this is one of the finest desserts you ever tasted. Many grocers are featuring canned fruit salad and strawberry jello all next week. Get both tomorrow and make up this grand treat. Just be sure when you buy to get jello, because jello's locked-in process brings you the flavor for your enjoyment.
This is the last number of the 14th program in the current Jello series, and we will be with you again next Sunday night at the same time. And, folks, that's exactly what happened when we went out and celebrated on New Year's Eve.
Tell him what happened in the cab on the way home.
All right, so I fell asleep. How many Bens and Reeds do you think I carry with me? Good night, folks.
The Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Hey, I bet you don't all know the real meaning of the word delicious, or do you? Well, I didn't until I looked it up. And it comes from 2 Latin words meaning pleasant and charm. And if that doesn't spell malty rich grape nuts, then my name isn't Don Wilson. You're as pleased as punch when you sit down to the big, tempting bowl of grape nuts, now aren't you? And you're certainly charmed with that one and only malty rich flavor that's sweet as a nut. A rich, distinctive blend of sun-ripened wheat and malted barley. A flavor that just plain hits the spot. And all that wonderful whole-grain nourishment you get in grape nuts leaves you with such a satisfied feeling of well-being. Yep, for a real treat, just try a bowl of grape nuts for breakfast tomorrow. You'll find it's a charmer, all right. gentlemen, as you know, Mary Livingston has been off the show for 3 weeks because of laryngitis. So now that she is fully recovered, we take you to her house where we find Mary and her maid, Butterfly.
Gee, Miss Livingston, you sure have pretty hair.
Well, thank you, Butterfly. Ouch. Be careful with the comb you're pulling.
Oh, excuse me. Say, Miss Livingston, was your hair always this color?
Of course. I never bleach my hair.
Neither do I.
Well, I'm glad you told me. Now, Butterfly, comb the ends into a roll.
Yes, ma'am. You know what, Miss Livingston?
What?
I think your hair is even prettier than Mr. Benny's.
Oh, Butterfly, you're just saying that. Anyway, you've never been close enough to Mr. Benny's hair to appreciate its beauty.
Oh, yes, I have. Yesterday I was over to Mr. Benny's house.
Oh.
He wasn't home, so Uncle Rochester showed it to me.
Your Uncle Rochester has no right to open Mr. Benny's safe. Now, Butterfly, will you get my blue dress out of the closet, please? Never mind. You answer the door. I'll get the dress myself.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to buy a paper doll that I can call my own, a doll that other fellows cannot steal.
Hello, Butterfly.
Come right in, Mr. Benny. May I take your hat?
Yes, thanks. Here's my coat.
Yes, sir. Shall I take your shawl, too?
That's a muffler. Here. Now, Butterfly, will you tell Miss... Oh, here she is.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Mary. Gee, you're looking swell, and your voice sounds okay, too.
Thanks. I feel fine now.
That's good. Say, Mary, I brought you a box of candy. Over 100 pieces in it. Here you are.
Oh, thanks, Jack. Just the kind I like. Sen.
Well, I'm glad you do. You know, it cost me extra to have it wrapped as a gift, you know.
Oh, Jack, you're so nice.
I know. But maybe I shouldn't have given it to you now. It'll make your Christmas present look like nothing.
Well, let's not worry about that now. Come on, we'll go into the living room.
All right. Is there a fire in the fireplace?
No, but we can build one.
Okay.
Gee, I haven't had a fire in here since I've been sick.
Well, there's nothing as homey as a fireplace with a cheery blaze. Here goes. First, a little paper. And throw on some kindling. And now for a log. There must be a smaller log around here somewhere. Let's see. Thanks, Mary. Hey, look. Look, that log came from the tree that used to be in your backyard.
Yes, I know.
Gosh, Mary, look what it says on it. I love Jack Benny. Isn't that sweet?
Yeah, I remember the night you carved it there.
Yeah, it was so romantic. I'll never forget that night if I live to be 40. You know,
Jack, if you...
Don't answer that. I know what you were...
I'll take it. Hello? Plainfield, New Jersey calling? Yes, I'll hold on. Oh, Jack, it must be Mama.
Oh, is she out on parole again?
Jack, you ought to be ashamed of you. Hello? Oh, hello, Mama. Yes, I'm feeling fine now. That's right. I was off the program for 3 weeks. What? Oh, don't worry. Jack's going to pay me. He will pay me. Oh, Mama, he is not. And where'd you ever hear a word like that? That's what Papa calls you?
Mary, tell your mother.
Quiet, Jack.
No.
Say, Mama, did you get the packages I sent? Good. But I don't want either you or Papa to open those presents till Christmas. What? Papa couldn't wait. He did? Well, Mama, call a doctor. That was shaving lotion.
Mary, what was that word your mother called me?
It starts with an L.
Oh, L.
Say, Mama, tell me, what's happened to the home lately?
L. Could be liar, louse. Louse isn't so bad, is it?
What? What, Mama? Cousin Harry was made a sergeant? Oh, that's too bad.
What's bad about it?
Last week he was a lieutenant.
Oh.
Yes, Mama, that was Jack's voice.
L.
Yes, he's sitting right here beside me.
L.
Mama, stop it.
What's the matter?
You can drop the L and start working on D. Say, Mama, what are you and Papa doing tonight?
D. Dope. Dunce.
Oh, you expect company, so you're making a fire in the living room?
Dumbbell. That starts with a D.
But, Mama, you haven't got a fireplace in the living room. Oh, there's a hole in the rug, and you wanted to cover it up with something.
Mary, hang up, will you?
Well, Mama, I think I better... just a second, operator. Mama, give my love to... Oh, darn it, we were cut off. Oh, operator, why did you... I don't care if my mother does drive you nuts. It's none of your business.
See, Mary, I'm not the only one that's allergic to your mother.
Oh, Jack, Mama's only kidding. She doesn't mean half the things she says.
She does, too. I never saw a woman like that. She's always hounding me.
She doesn't hound you.
Well, she's got the face for it. And let me tell you another thing. Your mother takes delight in aggravating me. Every time she calls me up, she pans me. And I never say anything about her, ever. All right, Mary, I'm sorry.
Well, you ought to be. Every time we talk about my mother, we get into an argument.
You're right, Mary. We shouldn't argue. Let's kiss and make up.
Okay.
Now, how is that?
Let's argue.
Oh, yeah? That was all right, and you know it. Now, straighten your lipstick.
Oh, you and your wet lips. Every time you kiss me, you skid.
Now, what do you want me to do, have them retreaded? I skid. You can't say one nice thing. There's someone at the door.
That's all right. Butterfly will get it.
You can't say one thing without trying to be funny.
Oh, Jack, you take everything so seriously. Where's your sense of humor?
Sense of humor? Listen, Mary, you have no regard for my feelings. And in the first place...
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Hello, Dennis. In the first place, I only came here to visit.
Hello, Miss Livingston.
Hello, Dennis.
I only came here to cheer you up because you've been ill.
Well, this is a fine way to do it. Just because I pull a gag on you once in a while, you hit the ceiling.
I hit the ceiling?
What's going on here?
Look, Mary, when you had laryngitis, I was a constant visitor. I'm the best friend you ever had.
Do you mind if I sit down?
No, go ahead.
No, sit down, Dennis.
You know, Mary, I even brought you a box of candy, and what thanks do I get?
Well, what do you expect for a box of cents, and a kiss for every piece?
No, Mary, but the least you can do is show your appreciation.
Oh, you're having an argument.
Dennis, why don't you please be quiet?
Gee, everywhere I go, there's an argument.
Oh, where have you been, Dennis?
Home.
Now, Mary, as far as I'm concerned...
At my house, it's louder.
Dennis.
They ought to be breaking it up by now.
The argument?
No, the house.
Dennis, we're not having a fight. It was just a little misunderstanding, that's all. Now, Mary, let's not argue in front of the kid.
You're right, Jack, and especially about such a silly thing. I'm a dope.
Well, I'm a dope, too.
You want to know something?
What?
It's nothing to be ashamed of.
You should know.
Thanks. Well, I guess I'll run along now.
Wait a minute, Dennis. What'd you come over here for?
Oh, I forgot. I came over to visit Miss Livingston.
You did? Well, sit down and stay a while.
Okay. Well, guess I'll run along now.
Dennis, you just got here. What's that package under your arm?
Oh, I made a record of a song, and I wanted Miss Livingston to hear it.
Well, that's fine. We'll play it later. Oh, Butterfly, see who's at the door.
Yes, Miss Livingston?
Oh, it must be Rochester. There's my new car out in front.
That yellow one? Why, it looks like a taxi cab.
Well, it was, Mary, but it's the only thing I could get. Anyway, I converted it strictly to private use.
Oh.
If it weren't for the color, no one would know it used to be a taxi. Oh, hello, Rochester.
Hello, boss. You better hurry. The meter's running.
Well, turn it off, silly. It's only us.
Why, Jack, if you're using that taxi for your own private use, why do you have a meter on it?
He never knows when he's going to give a friend a lift.
Well, Rochester, it pays to be nice.
It pays him.
Oh, that's not the reason at all. Anyway, Mary, it's not a bad car, is it?
It looks all right.
It rides smoothly, too.
Yes, sir.
Did you ride in it, Dennis?
30 cents worth.
Dennis.
That's my raise. $5 worth of free rides a week.
Listen, kid, I give you those rides because... I give you those rides because I like you. I'm not in business with that taxi. I don't haul people around.
Oh, boss, come now.
Rochester, I told you I only give my friends a lift home.
What's so funny, Rochester?
All of his friends have trunks and live at the Union Station.
Rochester, stop making things up. And you better hurry or we'll be late for the super chief. I mean, stop mixing me up.
I know what you mean, boss, but we got to go Christmas shopping.
Oh, that's right. Let's get going. I want to do my shopping while the stores are still loaded with stuff. So let's...
Oh, Butterfly. Butterfly, there's someone at the door. Butterfly, where are you? Oh, well, I'll answer it myself. Well, of all people.
I locked myself out.
Oh. Well, come in, Butterfly, and get Mr. Benny's things. He's leaving.
I got him. Never mind. Come on, Rochester. Let's go. So long, Mary.
Goodbye, Miss Livingston.
Goodbye. I'm gonna buy a paper doll that I can call my own. A doll that other... Oh, Dennis, I forgot you were still here.
Yeah, I just put my record on the phonograph. Would you like to hear it, Miss Livingston?
Sure, I would. Go ahead and play it.
Okay. Say, Miss Livingston, would you like to... Oh, well.
What, Dennis?
Never mind. Let's sit this one out.
Yes, I'd rather just listen to it.
Speak low. When you speak low, our summer day withers away. Too soon, too soon. Speak low. When you speak loud, our moment is swift, like ships adrift. We're swept apart too soon. Speak low, darling, speak low. Love is a spark lost in the dark. Too soon, too soon. I feel wherever I go that to Time is old and love so brief. Love is pure gold and time a thief. We're late, darling, we're late. The curtain descends, everything ends. Too soon, too soon, I wait. Darling, I wait. Will you speak loud to me, speak loud to me, and soon? Will you speak loud to me, speak loud to me, and
Rochester, don't turn the corner so fast.
Don't worry, boss. These taxi cabs can really take it.
Rochester, I've told you 1,000 times this is my own private car now. It's not a taxi. Anyway, I'm going to have the color changed. It's getting to be ridiculous. Rochester, you're coming to a red light. Watch it.
I see it, boss.
Hey, Bud, mind if I share this cab with you?
I'm sorry, mister, but this ain't no...
Driver, no one's asking you. Certainly, mister. Hop right in.
Okay. Maple Avenue, driver.
Nice day, isn't it?
Yeah. How far you going, buddy?
Oh, I'm going much further than Maple Avenue. So you pay me and I'll pay the driver. That'll save time.
I wish he'd step on it. I'm in a hurry to get home.
You are?
Yeah. I don't want to miss the Fred Allen program.
What? There.
Gosh, boss, how could you reach the brake from the back seat?
Never mind. This is where you get out, mister.
Why? What happened? What did I say?
Get out. Get out.
You can't put me out of this cab. Hey, driver.
I'm sorry, mister, but you'll have to get out.
Oh, I do, hey? Well, my name is Brown, and I'm going to report you to the president of this company.
Mr. Brown, you may not know it, but you were thrown out by the president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and star of stage, screen, and taxi cabs.
That's telling them, Rochester. Let's go. Gee, it sure is crowded in this store. I wish I'd have done my Christmas shopping early like I did last year. You going to buy any gifts in here, Rochester?
No, I already did my shopping.
You did? Where?
At Saks Central Avenue.
Now, let's see. I want to get something for my girl, Gladys Zabisco. But I don't know what.
Why don't you ask the floor walker?
Yeah. Oh, mister, are you the floor walker?
If I'm asked that question again, I'm going to smash somebody right over the head.
What are you mad about? I just asked you if you were the floor walker.
You see this carnation in my lapel?
Yes.
Or what do you think I am, a long stem?
Oh, then you are the floor walker.
Of course. I'm not rugged enough to be a customer. Now, what can I do for you?
Well, I'm interested in something for my girlfriend. What would you suggest?
Well, what does your girl look like?
Well, she's kind of thin and scrawny, and her hair's sort of stringy. But she really has a nice personality. She has a little turned-up nose, and she has 2 ears. And they,
Well, everybody's got 2 ears.
On the same side?
That's the way she combs her hair. It's a large bun.
Well, I don't know what to suggest. Why don't you try our harness shop?
Oh, don't be so smart. Come on, Rochester. I'll find things myself. Let's go over to this counter here. Pardon me, miss. Is this the perfume department?
No, this is the cold cream counter. Can I smear something on you?
No, thanks. I'm not interested in cold cream.
You know, we're short of help, so they split my week between cold cream and hot water bottles.
Oh.
3 days a week I'm greasy, and the other 3 I'm overheated.
Well, I feel sorry for you.
You know, for 20 years I was behind the perfume counter. Nothing but perfume for 20 years. Perfume, perfume, perfume.
Well, that's too bad, Miss.
Just call me Stinky.
Well, look, miss, I have to buy something for,
Hey, boss, look. Here comes Mr. Harris.
Where? Oh, yeah. Hello, Phil.
Hiya, Jackson. Hello, Chester.
Hello, Mr. Harris.
Doing a little shopping, Phil?
No, I came out here to see Don Wilson.
Don Wilson?
Yeah, he's playing Santa Claus here this year.
No kidding. Well, how'd he get the job?
It wasn't easy. He had to take off 20 pounds.
Gee, can you imagine Don being Santa Claus and talking to all the little kids, telling them about... Hey, wait a minute. Have I got a wonderful idea?
What is it, Jackson?
Let's pull a gag on Wilson. Now, Phil, you go over to the boys' department and get dressed up like a little kid.
Yeah?
And I'll go down to the women's ready-to-wear and dress up like a woman. See, I'll be your mother.
Okay, and I'll be the mean widow kid.
Boy, will we fool Don. Rochester, wait for me out in the car. And Phil, I'll meet you in front of the toy department.
Okay. Gee, I wish Jackson would hurry up. I feel like a dope standing here dressed up like a little kid. Oh, boy, look what Jackson's missing. Hiya, babe.
Shut up, it's me. Now, come on, let's fool Don. Come on, we'll go and fool Wilson. Remember, I'm your mother.
Now, gather round, children, gather round, and I want to talk to each one of you in turn. Now, let me see. Who's next?
My little son is Santa Claus.
Oh.
My little son is Santa Claus.
All right, madam. Now, where is your little boy?
Now, where is he? Oh, Clearwater. Clearwater.
Doody, Santa Claus. Doody, Santa. Here I is, Mommy.
Isn't he a darling?
Yes, he's a cute little rascal.
Now, Clearwater, tell Santa Claus what you want for Christmas. Go ahead, don't be bashful.
No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. No, I don't want to do it.
Now, Clearwater Clapsaddle. Tell Santa what you want.
No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. No, I don't.
Clearwater, take your foot out of your mouth. There. Now the other one. That's better.
Now, little boy, tell Santa what you want for Christmas.
I want some grape nuts flakes.
Grape nuts flakes?
Yes, my mommy and my dad, he tells me that they're toasty brown and they're sweet as a nut.
That's right, my smart little man. And they're a whole grain cereal.
You're absolutely right, Santa. Oh, how cute. Look at that nice little boy sitting on Santa Claus's lap. Such pretty golden curls he's got.
Yes, that little boy happens to be mine.
I'm not talking to you.
Now tell me, Sonny, wouldn't you like to have a bicycle?
No, I want a grape nuts flakes because they're delicious, nutritious, and not rationed.
That's right. That's right, and what else?
Well, there are basic 7 foods, the kind of food my dad wants me to eat more of.
Well, you certainly are a good little boy. You should be proud of him, Mrs. Clapsaddle.
Oh, I am. Now, Clearwater. Clearwater, say goodbye to Santa Claus.
Goodbye, Santa Claus.
Goodbye, Santa Claus.
Goodbye, Phil. So long, Jack.
Oh, darn it, he knew it. He knew it all the time.
What are we going to do now, Mommy dear?
Oh, shut up, you little jerk. Come on, let's get out of here.
There's a certain phase to the effect that you can't take it with you. But tonight I'm going to tell you about something you can take with you and should take with you every morning of your life. That's the zippy up and at 'em feeling that you get when you eat the right kind of breakfast instead of one of those sip and run affairs. Breakfast is the stoke-up meal, you know, the time when nutrition experts say we need at least 1/4 of our day's nourishment. Well, for two grand-tasting stoke-up foods, let me just mention grape nuts and grape nuts flakes, because the experts also agree an adequate breakfast should include a cereal with whole grain food values. And that's certainly grape nuts and grape nuts flakes for you. Both are crammed full of all-around whole grain nourishment, including iron, niacin, vitamin B1, the morale-building vitamin. And good, say, wait till you taste that zesty crispness, that distinctive nut-sweet flavor. So eat a good breakfast, do a better job. And for extra swell eating, make it tempting, nutritious grape nuts or grape nuts flakes.
Well, folks, that finishes another program, and we'll be back with you next Sunday night at the same time. Meanwhile, my cast and I want to send Christmas greetings to all of you. To all of you here at home and to all of our boys and girls in the service, here and abroad. Good night, everybody.
Hot grape nuts wheatmeal. Yes, you bet. The swellest new hot cereal yet.
Get Grape Nuts Wheatmeal. It's a prize in the big new package, jumbo size.
A thrifty treat, you'll all admit, with the first delicious taste of it.
Yes, quick cooking Grape Nuts Wheatmeal is rich and hot and brown, with a grand roasted wheat flavor, luscious full-bodied texture, real whole wheat nourishment. Get hot Grape Nuts Wheatmeal in the time-saving, money-saving new economy-size package. This program came to you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
KFI, Los Angeles. Exciting flamingo nail polish, noted for exceptional...
The Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. You've all heard the expression, let your conscience be your guide, of course. Well, right now, Uncle Sam is asking every one of us to pledge his conscience to his country, to help food fight for freedom. So let's all produce and conserve, share and play square with today's food. Don't patronize black markets. Buy no-rationed foods without giving up the proper stamps. And eat more of the foods that are plentiful, thrifty, and unrationed, such as cereals. Delicious, malty-rich grape nuts and grape nuts flakes, for instance. Two swell cereals that are not only thrifty and unrationed, but bring you grand whole grain nourishment. And you'll find grape nuts and grape nuts flakes bring you an extra bonus. They bring you plenty of real enjoyment, too. Grape nuts, crisp and crunchy. Grape nuts flakes, delicate, toasty brown flakes. So help food fight for freedom, friends. Let your conscience be your guide. And let thrifty, nutritious grape nuts and grape nuts flakes help you on your way. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to turn the clock back about 20 hours and take you to Jack Benny's house. It's Christmas night, and Jack is expecting a few of his friends over. It's about 7:45, and Rochester is preparing for the arrival of the guests.
I'm gonna buy a paper doll that I can call my own, a doll that other fellows cannot steal. This living room hasn't been clean in weeks. I think I'll surprise Mr. Benny and dust it. Well, that's done. And then those flirty, flirty guys with their flirty, flirty eyes. Gee, the boss sure is a nice Christmas tree. Only it seems to be leaning a little. I better get down on my knees and straighten the top up. I'm gonna buy a paper doll that I can call my... Uh-oh. Look what I discovered here behind this curtain. Mr. Benny's box of cigars. They sure look tempting. No, I guess I better not. But I don't think he counts them anymore. There ain't no notches on the lid. Should I or shouldn't I? Get thee behind me, Satan. I can't reach the box with you stand in front of me. No, I won't. Oh, well, I'll take just one. There. I guess I'll take another one. Satan enjoys smoking, too. Well, now I better sweep up a little bit. I'm gonna buy a paper doll that I can call my own. A doll that other fellows cannot steal. Attaboy, Satan.
Rochester! Rochester, what are you doing?
Just dusting around a bit.
Okay, I'll be right down.
I better go in the next room and get rid of this cigar.
I'm gonna buy a paper doll that I can call my own.
A doll that other fellows cannot steal.
What was that? Must be an echo. An echo that sings harmony? Oh, well, it's Christmas. And the flirty, flirty guys with... I smell cigar smoke. Oh, Rochester!
Yes, boy!
What is this I'm smelling?
It ain't Chanel number 5!
Rochester, come here. Now, Rochester, anytime you want a cigar on Christmas, just ask me for it. Hey, I think our guests are beginning to arrive. Isn't that Miss Livingston's car pulling up?
Yeah, I'll go to the door, boss.
No, Rochester, I'll go. I'm going to surprise Mary. I got some mistletoe over the door, and the minute she comes in, I'm going to kiss her. Shh, quiet. Surprise!
Gee, and do I get a Christmas present besides?
Dennis, I thought it was Miss Livingston.
Well, she drove me over here, and she's parking the car.
Oh, darn it. I hung that mistletoe up there especially for Mary. I wanted the kiss to be a surprise for her.
Go on, you trap me this way every year.
Oh, quiet. I wanted Mary to get the kiss. Hey, she's coming up to walk now. Get in here, quick. She didn't see the mistletoe, so there's still time. Now be quiet, Dennis. Dennis, I was supposed to do that. For heaven's sake.
Hello, Jack. Merry Christmas.
Same to you, Mary. Give me a kiss. There.
Jack, I was hoping for a white Christmas, not a wet one.
Oh, you liked it all right. Say, Mary, come on in the living room. I want to show you how I got things fixed up.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I sent my maid Butterfly to help out. Is she here?
Yep, she's in the kitchen.
Say, you have got the room fixed up nice. It looks swell.
It sure does. And, Mary, do you like the Christmas tree?
Oh, Jack, it's very pretty, and I don't think the year in the garage hurt it a bit.
No, it didn't. And you know how it is, Mary. These days you have to conserve trees and wrapping paper and things like that.
I know, but don't you think you're overdoing this conserving business?
What do you mean?
After all, Jack, using an old toupee for a welcome mat.
Mary, it isn't an old toupee.
Oh, no? Every time somebody wipes their feet on it, you have to run out and comb it again.
Mary, stop clowning, will you?
Say, boss, if you're expecting guests, you better get Mr. Billingsley out of the house. Today he's crazier than ever.
He is not.
Well, right now he's in his room wrapping up a Christmas present for you, and he's wrapping it in wallpaper.
Oh, what's he giving me?
A wall!
Well, we can use one in the bathroom there. Say, Mary, come in. I wonder who that is.
Hello, Mary. Hiya, Jackson. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Bill. Merry Christmas. And say, you brought your band with you. That's swell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad they're here, but you'd think they're coming to a party. They'd dress up a little.
What are you talking about? They shaved, didn't they?
Yes, but why aren't they wearing shirts?
Well, that's where they shaved. They want people to see you.
Oh. Well, your guitar player shaved too close. There's a rib sticking out there. Anyway, take the boys in the next room and they can set up their instruments.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Phil, maybe the boys would like to have a drink first.
No, as long as they're here in the house, they might as well stay.
Phil, they don't have to go out for it. There's a big bowl of punch in the next room.
Punch? Okay. Come on, fellas, punch. Oh.
Say, Mary, let's, gee, there must be some more of the gang.
I'll get it, boss.
It's probably Claudette Colbert or Barbara Stanwyck or Ann Southern.
You'd be happy if it was Lassie coming home.
Now, wait a minute. I've invited a lot.
Mr. Benny! Mr. Benny, your riders are here.
My riders? Well, let them in.
The front way.
Of course. Hello, fellas. Come on in. Hey, now go into the den, fellas, and when you finish tomorrow's script, you can join the party.
Me too, Mr. Benny.
Why, certainly. Wait a minute. I only have 4 writers. Who are you?
I'm the guy who writes for them.
Oh. Oh, so that's how I get my joke.
Uh-huh. It ain't no picnic, I can tell you that. They beat me and kick me and twist my arm to force witticisms out of me.
They beat you and kick you?
Yeah, and that ain't all. They tie me in a chair, then the first guy shines a bright light in my eyes, the second guy blows cigarette smoke in my face to torment me, and the third guy says, "Give us a joke or we'll send you back to Harvard."
That's terrible. A fine bunch of... Say, wait a minute. What does my 4th writer do?
Oh, he stands behind me and hits me over the head with a blackjack.
Oh. Oh, well, as long as they're all working.
I wish you'd fired those guys.
Well...
Except the one that hits me over the head with the blackjack. I like that.
Yeah, I knew the boys were turning in pretty good stuff, but I didn't think they had help. Well, anyway, go on in with the rest of the boys and finish the script. Hey, Phil!
Yeah, Jackson?
Let's get this party going. How about some music?
Okay.
I had to get something to get them away from that fruit, you know. Punch, fellas. That was swell. No kidding. Say, Mary, the band sounds pretty good in here.
Yeah. Jack, you ought to get the food out. Is it ready yet?
Well, I think Butterfly should have it prepared by now.
Well, let's go out in the kitchen and see how she's getting along.
Okay.
Hello, Butterfly. How's everything going?
Oh, fine, Miss Livingston.
Now, Butterfly, did you put the long stem glasses on the table like I told you to?
Yes, sir.
Well, what about the bucket with the ice cubes in it?
I took care of that, boss. Here it is. And I put the bottle in the bucket of ice.
Yes, the bottle's okay. Uh-huh, there's enough cracked ice around it. Now put a clean napkin over it. And Butterfly, just before you serve it, you're supposed to turn it slowly in the ice. Like this. See?
Oh, boy, what you go through for a bottle of Pepsi-Cola.
Well, Mary, I want everything to be perfect.
I know. Now, Butterfly, when the guests are at the table, you serve from the left and take away the dishes from the right. I said you must serve from the left and take away from the right.
Oh, well, okay, if you're superstitious.
No, Butterfly, it's not a superstition. That's just the right way to do it, according to Emily Post.
Oh. Was she your last maid?
Butterfly, we'll explain it to you some other time. Come on, Mary, let's go.
Oh, Miss Livingston.
Yes?
Please, could I be able to leave right after I serve tonight? I have a date.
Why, Butterfly, you have a boyfriend?
Oh, come on, Butterfly, tell us. Have you really got a boyfriend?
Mm-hmm. He's in the army.
Oh. Private?
No, I split him with another girl.
Well, I'll be...
All right, Butterfly, you can leave as soon as you finish serving. Come on, Jack.
Hey, Jackson, we're waiting. How about the grub, Bob?
It's coming. Say, Don, when did you get in?
Oh, just a minute ago. And, Jack, I want to thank you for the bonus you gave me for Christmas.
Well, I couldn't think of anything to buy, and I know cash always comes in handy. What'd you do with it, Don?
What did I do with it? You see this diamond stick pin in my necktie?
Yes?
Well, I took your bonus, added a little of my own money to it, and bought the tie.
Well, I knew it would come in handy. Come on, Don, let's join the gang. We'll sing and play games and have some fun till the food's ready.
Say, Jack, here comes that screwy boarder of yours.
Oh, yes. Hello, Mr. Billingsley.
Good evening, Mr. Benny. Having a merry Christmas, I see.
Yes. Yes, we're celebrating. Would you care to join us?
Oh, no, thanks, Mr. Benny. I must be running along. I've got to drive into town.
Drive? But, Mr. Billingsley, you haven't got a car.
I haven't?
No.
My, and all the money I've spent on parking lots. Oh, by the way, that reminds me.
Of what?
I wish I was a sleigh bell in honor of Kris Kringle. I'd jump upon my pogo stick and jingle, jingle, jingle.
Say, that's very good.
I wrote a poem for Thanksgiving, too, but we didn't have a turkey, so I ate it.
I see.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Benny.
Goodbye.
Well, naturally, at your age.
Oh, brother. Oh, what a guy.
Come on, Jack. Let's join the crowd. You said we were going to play games and everything.
Yeah. Well, is everybody having a good time?
Quiet, Jack. Dennis is going to sing for the gang.
Oh, he is? Oh, yeah.
On is the king.
Dennis, that was very, very good. You sang those carols beautifully.
Sandwiches, here you are. Come and
Oh,
get 'em.
boy, food. Oh, boy, food. Oh,
Hey, take it easy. Take it easy,
Hey,
fellas.
what kind of sandwiches are they?
Thin ones.
They are not. Now, look, fellas, those sandwiches... Now, who can that be? Come in. Hey, look who it is.
Hiya, Bowel!
Andy Devine!
Merry Christmas, everybody!
Merry Christmas, Andy. Doggone. Well, Andy, this sure is a surprise. You know, we haven't seen you since last Christmas.
Yes, sir. It must be 6 or 7 months.
Well, come on, Andy. Grab yourself a bite to eat, and then we're going to play games and have some fun.
Hey, wait a minute, Buck. Ma sent you a Christmas present. It's in this box.
Well, thanks, Andy. What is it?
Our pet homing pigeon. You remember that silver gray one?
Oh, yeah. But, gee, your ma was so fond of that pigeon.
Yeah, I know, Buck, but she wants you to have it now.
Well, won't she miss it?
Yeah, but what's the difference? It died this morning.
Well, it's not the gift, it's the sentiment behind it that counts. Well, anyway, Andy, I'm glad you're here to liven up the party. Yes, sir.
Hey, what's going on? Is somebody going to make a speech?
Speech nothing. Me and Mary's going to sing a song.
You and Mary, huh?
Yeah, we're going to sing a duel.
A duel?
Phil, when two people sing, it's a duet.
Oh. Well, what is it when I sing by myself?
Lousy.
Come on, let's have a song.
No, let's play games.
Yeah, let's play games. Let's play games.
Now, wait a minute. We'll take a vote. Who wants a song?
Yeah, song.
Who wants to play games?
Yeah.
Who wants to hear me play the violin? Well... Doggone it, audience, you crabbed a good joke. You see, and you fellas think I play lousy. That's so... Nobody was supposed to applaud there. Well, anyway, the majority rules.
But, Jack, nobody wants to hear you play.
Quiet, Mary. My vote is as good as theirs. You know, I've been playing this song for years. Maybe I better learn a new one.
You ought to learn that one. Hey, this party's getting dull. We ought to do something to liven it up.
I've got an idea. Let's sing Jingle Bells.
Okay, let's go. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride
In a one-horse open sleigh.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Great nuts flakes, eat 'em night and day. What a thrill to get your fill of great nuts in your Bombay. Toasty brown, munchy, crunchy too. They're moldy rich, sweet as a nut, and a thrifty buy in the 12-ounce economy size package.
They're a breakfast treat for you.
Rochester, the phone's ringing.
I'll get it. Mr. Benny's resident, star of stage, screen, and radio, but he ain't doing so good right now.
Hello, may I speak to Mr. Benny, please?
Just a minute. Mr. Benny, telephone call for you.
Oh, darn it. You folks will excuse me, won't you?
Oh, go answer the phone.
Hello?
Hello, Jack. Merry Christmas.
Oh, hello, Gladys.
Hey, that's Jack's girlfriend, Gladys Abisco.
Well, Gladys, I'm waiting for you. Why aren't you here yet?
I'm sorry, Jack, but I can't make it. Hilda didn't come to work today, so I have to wait on her tables, too.
Well, Gladys, honey, even if you are waiting on Hilda's tables, that won't keep you busy all night, will it?
No, Poochie. But when I get off, I'll be so tired, and I have to take 2 streetcars and a bus to get to your house.
But Gladys, this is Christmas. Why don't you take a cab? You're getting Hilda's tips. You know.
I'm sorry, Rosebud.
Well, you can't. I guess you can't. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow night. I'll meet you at our usual rendezvous.
All right. Gee, I hope there's a full moon. It's so dark in the La Brea tar pits.
Yeah. Well, see you there tomorrow night, Gladys. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, honey.
Yeah?
Don't forget to wear your hip boots. Well, fellas, Gladys won't be here, so what do you say we... Hey, Rochester. Rochester.
Yes, boss?
Where is everybody? Have they gone home?
No, boss, the party's just starting. They're all out in the backyard.
Oh, good. What are they doing?
Burying your violin.
Burying my violin? Well, for goodness sake, you'd think that Miss Livingston would stop them.
Stop them? She was the head pallbearer.
Well, I'll show them. Imagine burying my violin.
I'm sure glad I won't be hearing that thing anymore. I hope they bury that fiddle so deep it'll never get out. Yes, sir. I'm gonna buy a paper doll that I can call my own. A doll that other fellas cannot steal. Oh, hello, Satan, you here again? Come on, boy, let's get some more of those cigars.
Well, it must be the holiday season. The old poetic mood seems to be with me again tonight. As follows. J. Algernon Withers had a case of the dithers and lost all his zip by 11. Because this poor bloke neglected to stoke with the right kind of breakfast at 7. There you are. How can a big, tall guy like J. Algernon expect to go out and do a good day's job on a canary bird breakfast? How can anybody start the day right, folks? Started with a big, tempting bowl of grape nuts or grape nuts flakes with milk and fruit. That gives you a swell, wide-awake treat, crisp and refreshing and delicious. And it gives you just what dietitians say the adequate breakfast should include. Milk and fruit plus a cereal with whole grain nourishment. And I mean malty-rich grape nuts and grape nuts flakes do bring you whole grain nourishment. Plenty of it. Yes, eat a good breakfast, do a better job. And don't miss those 2 grand sweet-as-a-nut cereals, Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes.
Well, folks, before we're back with you again next Sunday, it will be 1944. So on behalf of my cast, my sponsor, and myself, I want to extend to all of you in America and to all of our armed forces and allies everywhere best wishes for a happy and victorious New Year. Good night, everybody.
I say. Get Grape Nut Sweet Meal right away. In the new economy package Nifty, it's jumbo size and oh so thrifty. That's rich.
Taste. So get them both and make up this lovely, luscious dessert. But be sure when you buy to ask for Jell-O, because only Jell-O's new locked-in process gives you all the flavor, always.
We're a little late, so good night, folks.
Did you know that the folks who make Jell-O also make 3 of the most delicious puddings you ever tasted? Jell-O chocolate, Jell-O vanilla, and Jell-O butterscotch puddings. And are they swell? Take Jell-O vanilla pudding. Why, even Grandma would be proud to make a pudding as smooth and rich as this one. Its wonderful homemade flavor lends itself to luscious puddings, cream pies, tarts, cakes with cream fillings, and lots of other grand desserts. And it takes only a few pennies to buy, a few minutes to make. Tomorrow, when you order Jell-O, ask for Jell-O puddings, too. Jell-O puddings are just like Grandma's, only more so. This is the Red Network of the National Broadcasting Company.
KFI, Los Angeles.
The Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, speaking of New Year's resolutions, here's a poem for you, friends, so listen. When the year is at the morn, resolutions fine are born. When the year is old and gray, resolutions, where are they? I have the answer here to a season full of cheer. Just resolve to start each day happy, carefree, blithe, and gay. And you know, folks, all it takes to start the day is Grape Nuts Flakes. That's the answer, all right. Eat a good breakfast, do a better job. Because you need an adequate breakfast after a fast of 10 or 12 hours the night before. In fact, dietitian tells us that morning is the time we should get at least 1/4 of our entire day's nourishment. Yes, breakfast is the stoke-up meal, and Grape Nuts Flakes are certainly a swell-tasting stoke-up food. They're a whole-grain cereal, cram full of all-around whole-grain nourishment. So for 1944, let's all resolve to eat a good breakfast, do a better job. And let crisp, toasty brown Grape Nuts Flakes help make it easy for you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, since this is the start of a new year, we bring you a man who, at the age of 20, began his phenomenal career in show business.
That's right.
At 30, he was a credit to his profession.
Yes, sir.
At 40, he was admired and respected by millions.
That's me.
At 50, his name became a household word.
50?
At 60, he became...
All right, stop. That's enough already. For heaven's sake.
And here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And, Don, it's a good thing I stopped you or I'd have died of old age before the show started. 40, 50, 60. Well, it wasn't so very long ago that I was going to Waukegan Grammar School.
Well, I know, Jack, but you were the only kid in class the teacher called Mister.
Don, they didn't call me that till I was in the 6th grade. And anyway, Don, it doesn't...
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Mary. Anyway, Don, it doesn't...
Fine thing. I hurry over here and nobody even notices my new dress.
Oh, say, that dress is beautiful, Mary. But don't you feel a little silly wearing a man's necktie with it?
Oh, that. Well, Dennis gave it to me for Christmas, and I'm wearing it so I won't hurt his feelings.
You mean Dennis gave you a... Oh, wait a minute. He must have gotten the boxes mixed up.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, Dennis gave me the cutest pair of lace panties, all covered with rosebuds.
Oh, gee, I'd love to have those. Jack, I'll give you the necktie, and you give me the lace panties.
Well,
Dennis really meant them for me.
I know, but
You didn't lose them, did you?
I hope not. Gee.
Oh, so that's it. You didn't want to hurt his feelings either.
Look, Mary, when someone gives you a gift.
I know. But, Jack, those panties were supposed to fit me. How in the world did you get them on?
Oh, I didn't have much trouble.
You didn't, eh? I'll bet those rosebuds are stretched to full bloom.
Never mind. Let's see, where was I? Oh, yes. Now, look, Don, the next time you make a remark about my age, you better first...
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello, Dennis. Don, the next time you make a remark about my age...
What's the matter?
Oh, Don's always telling people that I'm a lot older than I am, and I'm sick of it.
Why don't you hit him with your cane?
Dennis, they gave me this cane with my sports suit instead of an extra pair of pants. Anyway, to change the subject, I'm glad you're all here early tonight because we have a very important program to do.
What do you mean, Jackson?
You'll know in a minute, Phil. Ladies and gentlemen, as is our custom at this time of year, and even though it is January 2nd, tonight we are going to present our annual New Year's play entitled The New Tenant, or Goodbye 43, Hello 44. I hope you will all enjoy our latest version. Now, once again, I will play the part of the
Say,
old...
Mr. Benny, every year you do one of these plays, and I don't understand them.
Well, you see, Dennis, these little sketches we do at the close of each year are not so much plays as they are allegorical fantasies. Now, do you understand?
No.
Well, Dennis, an allegorical fantasy is well, look, kid, did you see Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well?
I didn't understand that either.
Dennis, it's all very simple. Look, my play and Snow White are in the same category in that they both deal with the abstract and the esoteric rather than with the prosaic.
Prosaic?
Yes, that's it.
What is?
Don't worry, Dennis. Jack doesn't understand it either.
I understand every word I said.
Sure you do, Jackson.
How do you know, Phil?
Because I'm the guy what learned it to him.
Phil, if you really want to help me keep quiet, keep quiet. Now, look, Dennis, an allegorical fantasy
Oh,
is
Jack, what do you want to show off with big words for?
Show off?
If you want to explain something, do it simply and direct.
Don, don't tell me how
When
to
I
talk.
want to tell somebody about grape nuts and grape nuts flakes, I don't go in for verbal calisthenics.
No, Don.
All I say is that grape nuts and grape nuts flakes are two delicious cereals that always taste like more.
But look, kid.
Grape nuts, crisp and crunchy. Grape nuts flakes, tempting, toasty brown flakes.
Don,
Both
look.
have a zesty, malty, rich flavor that's distinctly their own.
I know, it's their own.
They're made
It's
of
their
sun-ripened wheat and malted barley. And they bring you energy-giving, body-building, whole-grain nourishment.
Yeah, but
the
you see,
satisfying,
Dennis...
stick-to-your-ribs nourishment that fills you full of well-being and
Yes.
helps make your mornings just zip along.
Oh, it zips. I mean, it's simple enough.
And so eat a good breakfast, do a better job. Feature grape nuts or grape nuts flakes. Now, you see what I mean, Jack?
You're absolutely right, Don. Come here, kid. I'm going to explain it to you in simple words like Don did.
Oh, you don't have to explain it to me. I thought about it while Mr. Wilson was talking, and I know exactly what you mean.
Good. Now, what is an allegorical fantasy?
A prosaic bowl of grape nuts flakes.
Well, look, Dennis, I'll explain it to you later. Meanwhile, in our fantasy, you're going to play a double role. The parts of the two most despicable men in the world, Hitler and Tojo.
I'm going to play the parts of Hitler and Tojo?
Yes.
Where's a mirror?
Why?
I'm going to spit right in my faces.
You don't have to, kid. You're only playing the parts. Anyway, you're going to be Hitler and Tojo tonight.
Well, okay, but I'll just hate myself in the morning.
Now, Phil, you're going to be Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam?
Yes. You see, in our sketch, I will play the part of the old year 1943, who has been living in a big rooming house called the United States, run by Uncle Sam and his wife, Columbia. Now, Mary, you're going to be Columbia. You have 48 children, one for each state in the Union.
I've got 48 children? Holy smoke.
Well, Mary, it's only an allegorical fantasy.
Well, this is a fine time to tell me.
Mary, I tried to explain it to you. Your children are the 48 states. Each state is a child.
Oh, well, then I better hurry and change California. It's wet again.
Well, don't worry about it now. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we set the stage for our play, which will go on immediately after a song. I'll get it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
What do you want, Rochester?
I've been down to the stores exchanging your Christmas presents for you.
Oh, yes. You didn't have any trouble, did you?
Only at one place. They refused to give you a refund on your Christmas tree.
Oh, well, it was worth a try anyway.
And say, boss, while I was out for you, I tried to exchange a present my uncle gave me.
Uh-huh.
But the store wouldn't do it just because I tried it out for size.
Well, that was mean of them. What was the gift?
A bottle of gin.
Well, no wonder they wouldn't exchange it. And, Rochester, why don't you try to reform?
Oh, I did, boss. Remember yesterday I made a New Year's resolution not to shoot craps anymore?
Yes, I remember that resolution.
What happened to it?
Rochester, have you been shooting dice again?
It wasn't my fault, boss. Some of my friends came to visit me.
Yes?
It was the first time a group ever came through a door on their knees.
So you got right in the game, huh?
No, I didn't, boss. I tossed a coin. Heads, I shoot craps with them, and tails, I don't.
Uh-huh. And I suppose it landed head.
No, boss, it landed tails.
Well?
As I bent down to pick up the coin, 2 small cubes fell out of my suit.
Uh-huh.
And to my amazement, Hart, Schaffner, and March had thrown a 7.
Oh. Well, I'll talk to you about that later. Where are you now, Rochester?
In a phone booth on Central Avenue, and I... Get off my lap, honey. This is a high phone.
Rochester, have you got a girl in the telephone booth with you?
It ain't an allegorical fantasy.
Rochester, I'm surprised.
So am I, boss. She ain't the same one I came in here with.
Well, Rochester, I haven't got time to talk to you anymore now, so I'll see you when I get home. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, say, boss.
Now what?
There was a phone call from the freight company telling me to come over because your camel had arrived from Egypt.
My camel? That's wonderful. Well, listen, Rochester, don't tell anybody, and I'll spring it on my friends as a surprise.
Well, you better wait till the wind is with you, or the element of surprise will be lost.
Well, don't worry. I'll take care of it. See you later. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm glad the camel finally got her. I've been waiting long enough. Sing, Dennis.
This will be my shining hour, calm and happy and bright. In my dreams, your face will flower through the darkness of the night, like the lights of home before me, or an angel watching o'er me. This will be my shining hour till I'm with you again. In my dreams, your face will flower through the darkness of the night. home before me, or an angel watching o'er me. This will be my shining hour, and I'm with you
That was My Shining Hour, sung by Dennis Day. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our annual New Year's play entitled The New Tenant, or Goodbye 43, Hello 44. As the curtain rises, it's almost midnight of December 31st. And old man 1943 is packing his bags and ready to make his exit. Curtain. Music. Oh, Columbia. Columbia. Will you come here a minute, please?
What do you want, 43?
Give me a hand with this packing, will you? I got to get out of here before midnight and make room for the new tenant.
Oh, yes. Little 44 will be here any minute.
Say, where's your husband, Uncle Sam? I'd like to say goodbye to him.
Oh, he's around someplace. Sam's been pretty busy lately.
You said it. All your kids have been pitching in, too.
Here comes one of my relatives, the Navy.
Oh, yes. Hello, Navy.
Hello, old-timer. How are you, Columbia?
Boy, has he grown.
Yep, his tonnage is almost doubled.
He's big, all right. Nice to see him so healthy. By the way, Navy, how's your wife?
Oh, fine, fine. And congratulations are in order.
Really?
Yep, triplets. 3 new battleships.
Well, congratulations, Pappy.
Here's a picture of them.
Well, I'll be doggone. They got their mother's nose and their father's keel. Yes, sir.
Well, so long. See you later, Columbia.
Hey, he needs a big family. He's got 2 bathtubs to fill. Guess I might as well finish packing. Columbia, hand me that bundle of swing music. I'll take that with me.
Here you are.
Thanks. Lay that pistol down, babe. Lay that pistol down. Boy, am I sick of that. Say, Columbia, I got a few minutes yet, so I thought... Well, hello, Eleanor. Glad to see you back. There she goes again. Say, Columbia, I started to tell you I've only got a few minutes, and I thought that maybe before we...
Oh, hello, Sam.
Well, Uncle Sam, where you been?
Oh, what a week, what a week. I've really been busy, been sending Christmas presents to my nephews all over the world.
Well, you're working hard, Sam, but you never looked better in your life. And say, what's that button you're wearing on your lapel? I never knew you took sides in politics.
Well, I don't. I don't care if it's the Democrats or the Republicans. They're both good.
But that button...
Well, come closer and take a look at it.
Okay. Well, I'll be...
Well, what does it say, old-timer?
Frank Sinatra. Well, Sam, it's good to know that with all that's on your mind, you still find time for a little entertainment.
That's right, and that ain't all. Look down here. Bobby socks.
Sam, you'll never grow old. Hey, Columbia, turn on the radio. I want to hear the World Series. This'll be my last chance to hear the big game.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the final game of the World Series between the United Nations All-Stars and the Axis Polecats.
That's it. That's what I want.
Me too. A lot of my boys is playing in that game.
For the benefit of you people who tuned in late, this is the last half of the 8th. The Axis had their inning, and the United Nations are now coming up to bat. In the early stages of the game, the Axis did pretty well. They pulled a couple of sneak plays and tried to steal a few bases, but they were stopped by a squeeze play between Timoshenko and Montgomery.
Those boys are sure a couple of big leaguers, all right.
You said it, old-timer.
And now, folks, before we resume our play-by-play description, I would like to remind you that this broadcast comes to you through the courtesy of Freedom Unlimited.
That's a great product.
All right, folks, the United Nations are now at bat. The coaches are George Marshall at third, Hap Arnold at first, and stepping up to the plate is Douglas MacArthur.
Hear that, Sam? He's one of the heaviest hitters we got.
Yep, and he's got a darn good batting average, too.
As you know, ladies and gentlemen, the battery for the Axis is Tojo pitching and Hitler catching.
And oh boy, is he catching.
You're not kidding.
And here comes the first pitch. It's a hit! Right between shortstop and third. And MacArthur is safe on first base.
Well, Columbia, we got a man on first.
Yes, sirree.
Incidentally, folks, in the sixth inning, Mussolini got hit on the head with the ball. So now the Axis will have to get another water boy.
Well, he never was much anyway.
All right, folks, MacArthur is on first base, and coming up to bat is Chiang Kai-shek. Tojo is winding up, and here comes the first pitch. Ball one. It's low.
Doggone everything he does is low.
Yep, he's been throwing some nasty curves, but our boys are getting wise to him.
Chiang Kai-shek is standing, grimly determined at the plate. Here comes the second ball. He laid a beautiful bunt down the third base line, which advances MacArthur to second base. The crowd is cheering Chiang Kai-shek's wonderful sacrifice.
I knew Chiang Kai-shek could sacrifice. That's the kind of a fella he is.
Yep, that's what I call great teamwork.
While we're waiting for the next batter to come up, let's have a word from our sponsor, Freedom Unlimited.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you spend restless nights because of a haunting fear that you may lose your rights? Your right to free speech, your right to worship as you please, and your right to live without fear of aggression? If you do, ladies and gentlemen, get yourself some shares of Freedom Unlimited. And you can do that by buying war bonds. Remember, folks, freedom, spelled F-R-E-E-D-O-M.
That fella sure knows what he's talking about.
And now back to the game between the United Nations All-Stars and the Axis Polecats.
Well, folks, the crowd is sure excited. MacArthur's on second base, and coming up to bat is Montgomery. His wonderful work in the field.
Sure is a fine player.
That's right, Sam.
The pitcher's winding up, and here comes the ball. Montgomery sends a hard drive to Rommel. Rommel's going back. He's going back. He tries to stop it, but he fumbles.
Rumble fumbles the ball. Hear that, Columbia?
Montgomery pulls up at first base, and MacArthur goes to third. The crowd is going wild.
By golly, I don't blame him. Hey, Sam, that Rommel ain't doing so good, is he?
No, he ain't. He's the best player they got.
That's right.
And now, folks, what's this? Hitler walks out to the pitcher's mound to talk to Tojo. It seems they got their signals crossed, and Hitler's worried.
Was ist los, Schweinhund? Ohne Knauten verstaut zu greifen, du Versehene, keine Verluten, Verstunden, Verluten, dumm Kopf. Oh, so sorry, please, so sorry, please. So sorry, please, so sorry. Versteiten sich Roten, versteht nicht. Eine Minuten, Verstunden, Roten, versteht nicht. Ah, shut up!
Come on, you started this game, so play ball.
That's telling him, old-timer.
Well, folks, the game's about to continue, but there's a switch in the battery for the Axis. Hitler is now going to pitch.
A lot of good that'll do.
Hitler used to have a pretty good arm.
He oughta. He exercises enough hanging wallpaper.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Hitler is in the pitcher's box, and coming up to bat for the United Nations is Timoshenko.
Timoshenko. He'll knock Hitler out of the box and then put him in one. Wait and see.
And here comes the first pitch. Ball one, very wide.
See that, Sam? Hitler's nervous.
He's winding up again, and here comes the second pitch. Ball two,
You know something, old-timer? I think Hitler's afraid to pitch to him.
Here comes the third pitch. Ball 3.
You're right, Sam.
Yep, Hitler doesn't dare take a chance with Timoshenko.
There it is, ball 4. Timoshenko walks to first, putting 3 men on base. Timoshenko on first, Montgomery on second, and MacArthur on third. The crowd is yelling for a home run.
One good hit now put the game in the bag.
What a ball game. What excitement. Bases are loaded for the United Nations, and the Axis team is plenty worried. This is the tensest moment of the game, and the question is, there's a conference being held in the United Nations dugout. Co-managers Roosevelt, Churchill, and Stalin are putting their heads together to decide on the final move, and wait a minute, folks. Wait a minute. They've reached a decision. They're sending Eisenhower to bat.
Yippee!
Yes, sir. That's one of my boys.
One of our boys, Sam.
Oh, boy, I can hardly wait to see what's going to happen.
I'm afraid you won't be able to 1943. Your time is almost up, and you better finish packing.
But I want to hear the end of the game.
Well, I know how you feel, old-timer, but you just haven't got the time.
Okay, turn off the radio. Anyway, I got a pretty good idea how it's going to turn out. Doggone, look at that clock. Just got my duds together in time. That's the first stroke of 12. I wonder what's keeping the new tenant. Little fella should be here by now.
Well, don't worry, he'll show up. He always has.
Say, here's a tip for you, Sam. You worked hard during the time I was here. You did a good job. And I want you to work even harder for the little fella that's coming in.
Don't you worry, old-timer. I'm really rolling now.
Time's a-fleeting, but I can't leave till that little shaver gets here.
That must be him now.
Yep. Come in. Well, it's the little new year. Hello, Sonny.
Hello, old-timer.
What's that you got under your arm?
Some forms I'm going to try awfully hard to get signed this year.
Yeah? What are they?
Well, here's the most important one. It says, How do you pronounce these big words?
Let's see that. Oh, that says unconditional surrender. Well, I hope you get 'em signed darn soon. Hey, kid, I want you to meet Uncle Sam and his wife, Columbia.
Glad to know you folks.
Hello, Sonny.
Hiya, bub. You ought to have a coat on with them diapers. It's pretty chilly tonight.
I was sure cold the first night I got here. Well, son, I'm glad you're a sturdy little fella because there's a big ball game going on, and after it's over, you're going to have plenty to do. With all the pop bottles and peanut shells laying around, you're going to have to clean up the field and put it in order again.
I'll do the best I can, sir.
I know you will.
But tell me, old-timer, how's the game going?
Well, at the start, things didn't look so good. But after a while... Hear that, son?
Yes, sir. What is it?
That's being played for some of Sam's nephews. They were darn good ball players and hard hitters, too, but they were put out early in the game. Wasn't their fault. Pitching was a little too fast for them then, and it wasn't fair either. The man that had my job last year told me that Tojo started pitching before the umpire said play ball. That ain't baseball, son. Not like they play it in America. Well, I gotta be moseying along now. Oh, by the way, son, Uncle Sam's got a nephew called Franklin that's been taking mighty good care of him. Ain't he, Sam?
You're darn tootin'.
So keep an eye on him, son. Give him all the help you can.
Franklin, eh? I'll write that down.
And here's some more names for you. There's Winston, Joe, Chung. Whole lot more than Sam will give you. I ain't got time to mention them all right now.
I'll make a note of them. Leave it to me.
One more thing, son. When I came in, there was a name given to me, and I was instructed to pass it on to you. And I want you to pass it on to the next little fella that takes over.
Who is it, sir?
The name is Colin Kelly. He represents all our boys who only got one turn at bat. Remember that, son.
I will.
Well, gotta be leaving now. Goodbye, Sam.
So long, old-timer.
Well, here I go.
So long, 43.
So long, Columbia. Keep 'em flying.
The sponsors of the Jack Benny program, the makers of Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes, send you their very best wishes for 1944. Good night, everyone.